Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I'll be your friendly Kingmaker today, because today we are carrying on with our ongoing campaign playing Paizo Publishing's outstanding Pathfinder 2nd Edition fantasy RPG, and we are playing through a version of their classic Kingmaker adventure path. And with me today are the stars of the Kingmaker campaign. I'll go the order I've got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are and who you're playing, and also whether you're conscious or not. Yeah, everyone's going to just see It's a good sign at the start of the session when players are already planning what their next characters are going to be and talking about calling in Space Marines to assist them. So, yeah. First up, we've got James.
Hi, I'm James, and I am Vaz, the ambitious orc soldier.
Very nice. Next up is Jeffrey.
Hey everybody, I'm Jeff, and I'm going to be playing Trog. He's a level 1 scared goblin pyromancer.
Mm-hmm. Remember, he's got an ability to throw a great big fireball too, which I think he may have already used in this.
Yeah.
Next up is Steve.
Hey everybody, I'm Dave. I am making chainmail, and I'm playing Shara. She is a level 1 swashbuckler. She is not conscious.
Nice. And last, but certainly not least, is Jamie.
Hello everyone, I'm Jamie. I'm playing Brommel. He is a first level lizard folk thaumaturge sword scion. And he is coming back into quite the predicament.
Yes. What did he sign up for? All right. So then, let's see here. For those who missed last time, which I think is only Jamie, guys, what happened last time?
Blood.
There was a lot of cooking.
Yeah. Last time wasn't the wolves, was it? No. Was it the time before the wolves?
Last time opened up, I believe. I think I've got a visual aid here.
Oh, yeah. Right. The blue ambushers and their centipede, or I don't even remember what their pet was.
Yeah, their pet was centipede.
Yeah, they were trying to steal our food. The poor, hungry blue meanies.
And so we tried to slaughter them, but keep them running off of their food. And we did a pretty good job of that, unfortunately. And also killed their centipede.
Yep.
Got our bag of mushrooms back, though, which is very important. And carried on down the road. Had some run-ins with the weather. I don't know. Is that a possible thing in this game?
Yeah, I don't remember. I think you actually rolled nice weather last time. Oh, no, maybe it was cold again.
I think we started with some rain and then some exhaustion, and then we did get a nice day, and that nice day turned into these bush bogeys charging in, 3 of them, taking down Vaz in like 1.5 rounds, unfortunately. And Shara didn't last much longer. She was able to, I think, injure one, and then she fell, and so there we stand on the field.
Yep.
Injured. I think, and John's character, Remy's also down. So it was like Trog and George's wizard that were still standing.
Yeah.
But then Brommel came back out of the woods having finished relieving himself or something. I don't know. And he's back.
Yeah. So for those listening at home, who may not have watched any of our other campaigns, we don't come up with any kind of narrative justification for when players are absent or players are coming back. It's just, at the end of the day, we're playing a game, and it's too much effort to try and plan or schedule or, come up with some in-universe explanation for why players are back. They're just back, and they're here now. So if you're wondering why that's the case, at the end of the day, we just want to play a game, and we don't want to waste time trying to justify real-world inconveniences. They are inconvenient enough to not impose on our fiction. So, then, why don't we jump on over to the ye old battle mat here, and we'll see if I can get the, the turn tracker. I don't think I erased it, so I think we're still good to go here. Let me see. Get the old turn order open here. The old road. I tell you, every road in Kingmaker is looking the same now. Get myself a new Gabriel Pickard road map. All right, let me see. I think as soon as I add Brommel to the... Yeah, there we go. And everyone's just showed up. Okay, so, guys, this is where... There you go. Little shift ping. Let me get rid of Remy and Rowinius. Brommel, would you kindly click on your token and click on Perception, and then... Or no, your initiative for perception.
Perception initiative?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, please. And then you are going. Nice. All right. Go descending here. And let's not stand on any more ceremony and get to the good stuff. By which I mean the tasty insides of that orc. First up, Shara. Now, hold on. Actually, because you went down last turn, actually, Brommel should be first because you guys have been repositioned to be just before the bush bogeys. Let me rename that. Why is that? Oh, because the tokens are probably... That's why. That's why. There we go. All right, perfect. Okay, first up is Brommel. Brommel, you have 3 actions. What do you want to do? And I'm assuming your weapon is out. You need not waste an action to try to get that.
Brommel will use his first action to move next to this bush bogey here.
Okay.
Across from Trog. Actually, let's move him here.
Yeah, okay.
And he will then swing his Aldori dueling sword at it.
Go right
in
ahead.
Kind.
Come on. It ain't that hard to hit. Oh, good call on the flanking, by the way, because that is a hit.
Yes.
All right, so Brommel races in. And that is 2 actions. You have 1 more.
All right, we will risk a second swing.
Here we go. Come on. Big money. Ah! You want to hero point that?
I will hero point that.
Nice.
Let's go early.
There you go.
Let's go hard.
In combat, remember, in combat, you're getting 1 every... you're going to get a hero point every half hour. Outside of combat, it'll be every hour. So
that'll be it for him.
Okay. So Brommel goes racing in and slashes at one of them as it's going by. It turns and kind of snaps at him. And then on the follow-up, unfortunately, that nasty jaw is keeping you at a distance. Shara, you could spend your hero point to stabilize and get rid of all of your... and not incur the wounded condition, or you could roll, and on nat 20 you'll stabilize, otherwise you're just hovering. What do you think?
I think now that I have a point, I will stabilize.
There you go. Okay.
I like it.
And then Vaz, you do the same?
I'll do the same, yep.
Nice. Excellent.
So then we unclick the dying condition?
You unclick the dying condition and you don't add any... I'm not sure. I don't think either of you has the wounded condition right now, because you have not gone down and come up again. So you don't add the wounded condition either because you spent a hero point. Okay. Then it is bush bogey o'clock. All right.
Everybody cross their fingers.
Yeah. First things first here. This one turns to Brommel. Brommel, what is your AC currently?
It's the 15.
50, that's great.
15-1-5?
Yes, 1-5.
Okay. Then, that's not great. I don't mean to pick on you, but that ain't good. All right. Oh, so I got a hit, not a crit on you. With his first one, Brommel, this thing spins, sinks his teeth on onto you, 7 points of damage. And then he'll follow up with a second attack. It's not agile, so this is just +5. Fucking that 20. Are you Oh, these Starfinder dice. All right, let's see here. However, I rolled dog shit for damage. So that is 12, 13, 14, 15. It's, well, I mean, I guess dog shit's all relative. 15 points of damage on Brommel.
Oh,
Okay, he falls.
And boom,
Yeah.
you are down.
oh my god.
All right. I remember you just go to
That's
zero. There's
Zero, right.
Yeah, negative
Yeah.
hit points, and you're at
Yeah.
dying 1. Then this thing will turn to Trog and try and get you. That is... what's your AC, Trog?
It's like a sheet of paper, I think. No, it's 15.
What is it?
15.
15. Okay, no, I missed you. All right, then
Holy.
it is the other one. Whew. That is a 21.
Oh yeah, that's no problem.
It's a hit, not a crit. That is 7 points of damage on Trog. Let's try not roll a nat 20 this time. Okay, it's not a nat 20. I think it is a hit, though. 7 plus 5. Oh, a 12 is a miss, right?
Yeah, that's a miss.
Okay, so number 3. Oh, that's Jack Dice. Number 3 is a miss as well. All right, so this one gets you once, Trog, but doesn't manage to get a second hit. Then it is the end. Oh, no, the end of the round. Now it's Trog's turn. Trog, 3 actions. What do you want to do?
I guess I'm gonna cast Burning Hands on the one to the south.
The south. Go right ahead. Okay.
Oh.
So that is, and he gets a reflex save. Eesh. So I succeeded, but not a crit. So you do scorch it for 3. You turn and, gout of flame comes out of you. You still have 1 more action.
I don't think I have any. And I don't really have much to do. I'm not going to turn and run. I don't think because they're faster than me. So I guess he just holds out his hands and whoa.
Do you not have any weapons on you whatsoever?
Oh, maybe I have a.
I thought you carried at least your sorcerer's kit. I think came at least with a dagger.
I do have a dagger. You're right. Okay, I guess I could swing my dagger, right? Mm-hmm. So what do you do? Like, is it like attack 2 or 3?
Attack 1. No, because you haven't done an attack yet. Casting a spell doesn't count as an attack.
Oh, it doesn't count.
Yep.
Okay.
So there's no penalties. So let's see here.
So you never know.
Yep. So that is you want to spend a hero point reroll?
No, I think I need my hero point for stabilizing when they bite my body right now.
That was only a 6, and it's not that far off.
Yeah.
That helps.
Oh, man. Do it? Okay, I'll do it. There we go.
Come on, nat 20.
Yeah, I do need a nat 20 here. Roll
Let's
20,
see.
you owe me. You really do. After all of the...
So that one is unfortunately a miss.
Dang.
All right. So then our scene cuts to. Let me show you. I finally got some illustrations that I think better match the actual landscape. So, as someone, these are the Elysium fields. You guys are dead. No. What I realized, because the what do you call it? The northern parts of the Stolen Lands are prairies, and one of the things that is really fucking challenging to find is painters who paint any kind of fantasy stuff. Seems they want to always add in fucking mountains in the background. So any river you've got, it's always got to have something interesting in the background. And as someone who grew up in one of the prairie provinces, like, let me tell you, there ain't no fucking mountains to be spotted, when you're looking out in the middle of nowhere in Manitoba or Saskatchewan. But this, I think, is a great depiction of what a prairie river looks like. I've got at least 2 folks who grew up around in a similar area here. Would you guys agree?
Yeah, it looks good. Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah. And this is also, I think, an idea of what riding around, like down near the river, would be like. It's marshy off to one side. There's not a clearly defined bank in some places. You know, and it seems to go on and on and on and on. One of the things that it can do, though, is that with the unevenness in the terrain, you can sometimes not be aware that you're not seeing things in front of you. Or relatively close. And that is why what we see is a group of about 10 people in a caravan traveling. And among them, there's a collection of, humans and humans and dwarves and half-elves, halflings, gnomes. It's a collection of folks who seem to be heading, for the way the sun is going, they are heading to the east. And what we see is that someone up ahead who is leading their horse, this horse suddenly stops. The caravan itself is made up of about maybe 20, 25 people. But the horse up front stops. And the person leading it along is laden on the back with a bunch of supplies and whatnot. Stops and, hey, tries to pull the horse forward. And its nostrils are flaring. And its ears are flat against its head. And he's like, come on, you stubborn thing. And we then see someone walk up. And this person is dressed in long white robes. And he says, what's the trouble, friend? And he said, the one leading the horse says, this damn thing. What's going on? And the man leans in, and we can see that it is a man. I mean, we've heard his voice now. And while he is an attractive and fine-featured person, you see there's no point to his ears whatsoever. He appears to be human. He leans into the horse and kind of scruffs it on the nose and says, what is it? More to the horse than it is to the owner. And then we hear, in the distance, to the east, a sound of something cry. And the horse kind of goes back. And not just the lead horse, but the horses all in the caravan. They've all heard this cry. And while they may be seen as dumb draft animals, they certainly know the sound of a predator when they hear one. And the man, dressed all in white, lets go of the horse. And he hears as well the sound of a shout. And something unusual, an unnatural sound, the sound of magic. He turns to the caravan and says, circle the wagons, I'll be back. And he begins running at a sprint off in the direction to the east. And then what we see what you cannot see in the map here is the topography. And here, you guys were attacked in a bit of a gully. And who has just come running on? You see if I've got do I have an actual illustration of this feller? As a handout? That'd be a nice game. Let's see. Oh, I do. This, he's obviously not fighting these things in this illustration, but to give you an idea of who it is who's running down. An individual dressed in the white robes of a cleric of Serenay. Serenray? Serenray, I think. Let's see here. I'm losing my Pathfinder Game Master card here. I'm going to angrily tear it up. Hold on here. So here's where he is coming from. Hang on, let me just get his token set up properly here. Go. Bottom overlapping. Okay. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Oh, actually, he has that. And There we are. All right. We finish his move here. He has come running in and is racing down towards the lot of you. Would someone give us a 1d20 plus 7 roll, please?
Got that.
Oh, whoa. That's could be good.
That is very good because his initiative will be happening on a 25. So, that was the end of our previous round. Tristan will be up first. Now, let me make sure I've moved him enough. He should have been able to move 5. That should be, let's see here, 15 in from the edge. Is that right? Nope, so I should get up to there. All right. Then it is his turn. He... Let's see. Ooh. He is going to try and do something useful here. Where are we here? Yeah. Okay. I do not think I can safely, oopsies, get to you, but how far away are we right now? 19 feet. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we go. All right. Racing towards you. And he's calling out as if trying to distract the bush bogies. Then Shara stabilized, Vaz is stabilized. Brommel, would you give us a D20 roll, please?
Sure.
You can use your hero point to stabilize.
I think he spent his hero
I
point to
used
reroll.
it. I used it.
Okay. Oh, shit. So you're dying too now.
All right.
Oh, no.
All right. Then it is bush bogey time. One of them is going to turn and race over towards this guy. And that is a hit.
Takes him down as well.
It is a bad hit. So here we go. That'll be... then it is the one... Oh, he's got one more attack, actually. That is not going to hit. And then Trog.
All right, here we go.
That is a hit, not a crit. So, let's see. Those jaws come down on you. That is 7 points of damage.
Oh my gosh.
And then its second attack is a 5 plus is 10. It's on a hit. Third time, that is a 14. Then,
Oh,
Trog, what are you doing?
using my last first level spell. Trying to burning hands this guy.
Okay.
Here we go.
Come on.
Spells. Come on. Burn them.
I failed my save at least, so...
Oh, 8 damage.
But... Now, hold on. I'm going to double check something here. Because I thought you had selected... There might be an ability that you have that does a little extra damage.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, what is it here? Group coercion. Burn it. Your spells and alchemical items that deal fire damage gain a status bonus to damage equal to half the level. So that is good to know, because you would have been one shy of killing that thing. Otherwise, it had 9 hit points left. So what does it look like as this thing gnaws on you, and you manage to get the spell off the last second?
I think it's just like pure fear. He's just got his hands out trying to, hold this thing back, and the fire pours out on it.
Okay. You still have one more action.
I'm going to step towards Brommel. Like that.
Okay. Do you have any other, do you have anywhere to heal or anything like that?
Yeah, I have a spell, a cantrip, or the stabilize cantrip.
Yeah, okay.
But it takes 2 actions.
If you're not doing anything to take that last thing down, if that thing takes down that this new arrival, it's turned on you next.
I know.
Okay.
I guess I could move closer to it. That's true.
And you can move through allies' squares too.
Oh, like I could move straight over there.
Yep.
Since we're all on the ground, you just have to hop over the corpses.
Yeah, just dance over the corpses. I might as well. Sure.
Okay. So then, what he will do is, oh boy, does he risk it? Oh, Shara, I'm so sorry. Where is? There we go. He is going to risk something here. All right. So, what he does is stands back. He brings up that symbol. Of Sarenrae, gestures, and there is a pulse of light. Tristan, Trog, Vaz, Brommel, and unfortunately the Bush Bogey all heal 6 points of damage. Actually, Sherry, you're just outside of that. Oh, not 8. Hold on. There we go. So. Bursts out with energy. There's a wave of light, and you guys sputter and are awake again. Brommel and Vaz, just remember, you have dropped your weapons, so you will need to pick them up. But then, Shara, unfortunately, the light catches just shy of where you are. Vaz, what are you doing? You are back up and conscious.
Yeah, my bad. I haven't been checking to see what it takes to stand up again. So to get up,
what action?
One action. Okay,
Yeah.
I guess one action to get up.
Yep.
One action to grab my glaive.
Okay.
And then I guess I'll move here.
Okay. And Brommel.
All right, Brommel is he's gonna go stand next to Trog.
Okay, so one action to get up.
Stand up, pick up his sword with the second, and then move with his third.
Okay. Bush Bogey time. I'm going to roll randomly to see who is going to be the recipient of this first bite. Number 1 is Tristan, then it goes 2, 3, 4, Brommel, Trog, Vaz. Vaz! You do present a large target. So, what is your AC?
My AC, I think, is 18.
Okay, so I rolled a crit.
Cool.
Easy up, easy down. That is a mere 24 points of damage. So,
okay.
you're dying 2 right now as this thing spins and chomps on you. Then it is, let's see here, we'll do 1d3. Same rolls. going for Tristan. That is a 15, 17. That's a hit, not a crit on him. That is 10 points of damage. Eesh. Okay. These are nasty.
We still might not survive this thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. Then it is Trog's turn. What are you doing, Trog?
Okay, so I'm out of all my spells except my first level now, or my cantrip, sorry. I'm going to, I think Produce Flame still does damage.
Mm-hmm. It does, yeah.
So I'm going to attack him with that.
That is a good shot. So 15, hold on, is it? Yeah, you make an attack roll against AC. Excellent. That is a hit.
So he takes 7 points of damage.
Nice. All right. So you gesture. You have one more action.
So now, this time this counts as an attack because it made an attack roll?
Nope.
Oh, so I can still do my dagger.
Yep. And
Okay,
attack at the
yeah.
first.
Yep, here we go.
Trog's
Also
actually
swing my little
a
dagger
mega.
at
That's a
him.
hit!
Oh!
Yeah.
Holy smokes. See, you are just throwing everything you can at this thing. This is perhaps the most aggressive we've seen Trog so far.
Oh, absolutely. He's
Fighting tooth and nail. All right, then it is Tristan's turn. Why did I close it off? You know what I'm going to do for next time? Oh, no, I didn't close it. Guys, good news. It's probably not a good idea, but he's going to do the same thing as last time. He's healing up the bush bogey and you guys. 6 points. So everyone heals 6 points once again, including that, except for Shara. Sorry, Shara.
Is what it is.
Okay.
I'm making some beautiful chains, though. Just, you know.
I'm making out a little symbol that says "fuck bush bogeys." So that is it for him. There's the 3 actions. Shara is unconscious. Vaz, you're back up with 6 hit points again. What are you doing?
I am.
kill this thing.
Yeah, so I guess I have to stand up.
Yep.
Pick up your weapon.
Pick up a weapon, and I guess I'll take 1 strike.
Go right ahead. Did you add your hit points back, or is it just...
No!
Are you kidding?
No, 20.
Oh. Fortunately, we're not playing with fumbles, so I'm just going to move in.
Yep, no hero
Accidentally
points.
slices Trog in half.
There we go. Okay. All right. So you stagger up and try and swing at this thing again. Ronald, what are you doing?
I think Brommel, is he able to step? When he does a step, is it just 5 foot?
Step
That
is
he
an
can
action. So you have any amount of movement is always an action in PF2.
Yeah, but I mean, is step 5 foot only, or?
Remember that attacks of opportunity are not ubiquitous in this, and you have just seen, being the canny PF2 player that you are, you have seen 2 people casting spells directly in front of this thing without incurring attacks of opportunity.
Yeah. Okay. Then he will first action move to over here, across
Okay.
from Vaz. Second action, he will try to insert his sword into the bush bogey,
Nice.
and he will roll a 1.
Oh my
Another one.
goodness.
Oh, God.
Roll 20 is like, look.
Do you have a hero point still?
No.
Oh, remember your green bar is your hero points.
Oh, my bad. I do not.
You're leaving everyone hoping, like,
I do not.
All right, but that's
2
only
ones
one,
in
though.
a
You still have
row.
one more action.
He will take a second swing then. In total desperation. What in the?
Okay, yeah, that is not a hit either. Okay, so.
Wow.
Wow, really, I mean, if you guys want to, you're still, I think, trying to suffer over an adventuring name. If you really want to name yourself after the most terrifying thing that you could conceive of, I believe the Bush Bogies is open for registration. Okay, so then that is Brommel's turn. It is the Bush Bogey's turn. We were once up to number 4. All right, so 1 is Tristan, 2 is Brommel, and then so on. Once again, Vaz. Oh, no. My God. All right, Vaz, here we go. Here we go. This thing turns to you once again. That is an 18. I got a fucking crit again. So, that's this time it's only 16 points of damage. So, Vaz, once again, you stagger up. You're like punch drunk from this thing at this point. So you're back down again. I think you're dying 2 at this point.
2 again. Okay.
Okay. Now, hold on. Did you trigger your orcish thing? Do you have that ferocity?
No.
Okay. Then it is, let's see here. Second attack will go on Tristan. Again, he's sick of getting healed. 3 plus 13. I think that's a hit. Just barely. And then the final one on Tristan again. That's a miss. All right, Trog, you're up. What are you doing?
All right, here we go. Same scene.
Okay.
He's got his burning or produce flame. Sorry.
Okay.
There we go.
Come on.
Oh,
You want a hero? Oh, you don't get.
I don't have a hero point.
If you stall for it's 8 o'clock my time, everyone gets a hero point.
All right, then
All
let's
right.
just immediately blow it and re-roll that
Okay, sounds good.
because we want to burn this thing.
That is
Yes!
a hit. There we go. Okay.
That's 7 more damage.
Yep. Oh, 7. Right.
Yep. And then the dagger.
Here it comes. Come on.
Come on, dagger. No.
That is a miss. I didn't recoil back from the burning. Okay, and then let's see here. How many spells Tristan have left right now?
Heal all.
He's got 3 heals prepped. You know what I can do? I can stop healing this bush bogey. I'll step over here, and then
Ooh, probably not. Yep. I'm probably better to use my hero point.
or you could take 16 points back.
Ooh.
Damage.
I'll be wounded 4 though.
Yeah, but
I thought-
wounded doesn't impose any penalties.
Oh,
Just
okay,
me. The
then
only
let's
thing that
go with
wounded
that.
does that if you go down again. Oh, you're orcish. So just make use of those things. Well, so he gestures, comes over, sees you once again, lays down, and says, "Rise, sister." And you can feel life flow back into you. Then it is Shara is still stabilized, but unconscious. Baz, what are you doing?
I will do an exact. In fact, I will intimidate first. Let's see if that.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, it's
So-
DC is a 16. That's a success. So it is what is it? Frightened 1?
So it's frightened 1.
Yeah. Okay.
Then I'll do an exact. Yeah, I'll snarl and see if I can out-frighten the bogey, and then I lash out with my. Oh, of course. Hang on. Oh, forget it. No, I didn't do that because I have to stand up.
You can
grab my
attack from
glaive.
prone. Like you can attack from your knees.
Okay.
I mean, you.
Let me.
Let's see here. I mean, that's not a great attack. Do you want to spend a hero point?
Yeah, I may as well spend the hero point. That's.
There you go.
Finally.
Nice.
Yes.
All right. Then it is Brommel's turn. Hey, Brommel.
Kill this thing.
He is gonna try like hell to connect with this thing. And
Did Brommel
swing
get his? Oh, you guys have wizard reinforcement. Did you get your hero point for?
There we go.
Okay, let me grab your wizard. There we go. Put him next to. I think he was around where Shara was, so put him right there. On the token layer and let George into the old Zoom call. Let's see. There we go. Wait, did I put him? Yeah, he's on the right layer. I'm just not on the right layer. Okay. Go. And Brommel, how did that is a hit! And Brommel, I have good news. George has just joined the call. Why don't you tell us how you take down this last bush bogey?
Oh, nice.
Oh, I think it is just almost a complete desperate swing at this point. Completely on behalf of the frustrated party. He finishes this bush bogey with a swipe across its torso.
Yeah. So Vaz opened up with from her knees. First, Trog has burned the shit out of this thing, and it just kept getting healed by Tristan. George, would you mind hitting refresh on yours? I think.
Yeah.
Oh, and I mean you're in Firefox.
I am in Firefox.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so it should be.
Just a
There we
quick
go.
one, and completely against my own interests. I was wounded too, and then you gave me another almighty whack.
Yep.
Should that have killed me?
No. It's if you can be as wounded as you want. The trouble is when you swap over from being wounded into being injured, all your wounded
so I
conditions
was
convert
wounded.
over.
I was wounded 2, and then you gave me a dying 2 on top. So would that not made me dying 4?
It would have made you dying 4, but don't you have an orcish ability to die at dying
Nope.
5?
Nope.
So you would have had to have spent a what do you call it?
0 point.
Yeah. I'm going to deduct you a hero point. I'm not going to go back and deal with it
Okay, yeah,
now
I
because
was
there's too much
just
of that's
trying to
happened in
figure
fiction.
Apologies. Yeah.
That's okay. It's very so we'll do this. If you are going to spend a hero point to try and recover, you got to do it immediately because that
Okay.
way we don't lose track of what your wounded stuff is, and I can keep track of where you are in the status order. But that's
Gotcha.
fine. That's fine. This is our first. Our first real knockdown drag out since last week, I guess. So with that thing down, Drowinius, what you can see is it does appear there is someone with you here, with your companions, and he looks like. Where is he here? Yes.
Ooh. Okay, I'm getting a sense of what class this might possibly be.
They really do err in the what do you call it, direction of show don't tell.
It's true.
So it moves up to your handouts though. Go. So with that going down, I'll put him in here. There we go. Guys, what happens next? So I guess Tristan sees Shara over there. And
Trog would probably have run over there too.
Okay. Do any of you guys have heal?
No.
Okay.
How about some treating of wounds, possibly with some medicine?
Medicine is what I'm thinking of too.
Anybody?
Are you trained in medicine?
Anybody?
Then Tristan.
Let me check.
Tristan will be kneeling down to do so.
I am not.
Would someone give us a 1d20 plus 7 roll, please? Dave, actually, why don't you do it?
Yeah.
Just pretend you're rolling for weather.
Rolling for weather. Oh, I hope it's not storming today.
There you go. Nice. All right, so then you are... Dave, would you give us a 2d8 roll, please?
Rolling for morale.
And you lose your wounded condition. Nice. So you're going to be at 6 hit points. You wake up and you see this attractive blonde man, human, is ministering to you. And he looks over at you all and says, "Are you all? Is anyone else injured?"
Hello there.
Hello. And he offers to help you up.
She'll take it.
Okay.
Picks up a blade from the ground. Gives one of those things a kick.
Thump.
Thank you, friend. I don't think we would have survived without your help.
I'm grateful to have heard and to be able to have attended. Those things are vicious.
Horrible creatures.
You can all hear as well too. This guy's got a very he's got an unusual accent. He's got to come from somewhere further to the south, which might make sense. Who is anyone trained in religion?
Yes.
Let's see.
Okay.
Yes.
Excellent.
Oh, and Bromwell's also got his catch-all stuff. Bromwell's the guy who knows a little bit about everything. You don't need to make a roll.
And I am too.
You are too. So both of you would recognize the holy symbol he's been carrying in the robes that he's wearing mark him as a member of the Church of Sarenrae, the goddess of the sun, which is typically it's found all across Golarion, all across the Inner Sea region, but it is particularly prominent in Osirion?
Osirion, yeah. Mm-hmm. And the kind of, they're sort of Egyptian
Quasi-Egypt,
kind of, yeah.
Type setting. So and to the south. So he, you can tell from like his white robes have got some dust and stuff accumulated on them. So he's clearly someone who's been traveling for a bit. But he says how did these things? Did they just set upon you?
Yes, we were just traveling down the road and they jumped out at us.
Yeah, we were minding our own business, and they had attacked. Who knows why?
Someone's got. Everyone check their shoes. There's a tracking signal in one of these things.
Law of the jungle. I don't know.
Would let's see here. Frog and Brommel and Vaz each give us a 1d20 plus 7 roll, please.
Every few days. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of them in this neighborhood.
Brommel, you get 8 hit points back. Trog, you get 7 hit points back. Vaz, unfortunately... Oh, you know what? Roll again. He'll spend his hero point. Please, let's see if you can get your...
Oh, I just need to up arrow that.
There you go.
Very good.
Vaz, 14 back.
All right, 50.
Ooh,
Nice.
Hey.
thank you.
So you guys have about 40 minutes to kill with him right now as he's sort of applying, the bandages to everyone and chatting with one another. He saves the last. Would someone, let's see here, Drowinius, would you give us a 1d20 plus 7? He'll treat himself last. Fortunately, Sherry, you're not going to be able to be treated until... Look at that.
22.
Okay, and he gets 10 back, which is actually exactly what he needs. So... He says, where is it that you were... there is a caravan up that awaits on the far side, or the top of the hill that I have been traveling with. Where are you headed? You seem all equipped, as if traveling somewhere. You move with purpose, not for trade.
Drowinius kind of literally steps behind somebody else because he doesn't know if we're allowed to tell people things or not. He's such an academic.
Okay, so you step behind Shira.
Yeah.
Trying to find my notes. I have a lot of notes.
Yeah. We do have a destination in mind. Yeah,
It was a fort.
that's right.
So what do you guys actually say? You guys don't need to sort out. Your characters would obviously know what. If you want to talk out a character to bring yourselves up to speed, you can certainly do that.
I don't have it written down. I don't think I would have a problem saying roughly where we're going.
Yeah, we're heading to this is out of character, but he would be speaking this in character. Like, we're heading to this fort where we're trying to make contact with somebody that we've been sent to to interact with is the way he would put it, I think. To not like give away a positive or negative. And this is the road to that destination. And so we've been making our way.
Drowinius and Brommel, because you have you've got religion too, you can. Sarenrae is a goddess of good.
Okay.
So just you can roleplay accordingly. Both of your characters would understand that this is a priest of Sarenrae. You can generally assume that they're,
Yeah, for me, I don't think Dragonius isn't reluctant to divulge information because of good or evil or that sort of thing. He's so uninitiated in the world of adventuring. He's not sure if you're supposed to tell people how much you're supposed to give out in terms of information, no matter who it is you're talking to.
Okay.
So that's the only reason he's not suspicious or anything. He's just kind of being a little bit. He's just being a little bit vague, I guess is what he's kind of doing. But somebody can just like step in and like just say, this is what we're specifically doing.
Yeah, I think Brahma would be a little more naive, and particularly after being healed, would probably spill the beans a little bit more so than normal. And
Great.
he wouldn't mention the captain's name, but I think he would specifically mention that we're looking for the fort and that region.
Fort Serenko is where you travel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let me make
Beyond the waterfalls, right?
No, that's not quite right. You are traveling to Fort Serenko. Does anyone remember why you're going to Fort Serenko?
Yeah, go ahead, Jeff.
We're looking for the Stag Lord? Or that's his rival?
The Hungering Sword.
The Hungering Sword we're looking for. The half-orc.
Right.
And what is it you're hoping to find at the fort?
I don't know.
So, yeah. So the Hungering Sword, just to be clear, is not an object. This is an individual who possesses, if I have this correct, a legendary blade. And we are to get that blade and deliver it to the Sword Lords.
Right.
So that, therefore, basically, we've taken on this mission to make sure our names are going to be called during this big meeting that's coming up. That's our overall objective. So we need to contact the Hungry Sword to start to try to figure out exactly what has happened. And I have Roderick Neski, Sword Lord of Restov, carried this sword of great power. It had like a blue gem, and was associated with cold lightning.
Yep.
And had a son born on the day that Toril came, and had left the sword for his son. Unfortunately, in the Valley of Fire, Neski burned with many others, and both the sword and the boy had fled. So we were heading toward Fort Serenko. We passed the Shrike River, and we're supposed to find a hollow in a tree in order to contact the Hungry Sword. However, along the way, what we've just dealt with was being attacked by these Mifflets. We were attacked by Mifflets that stole our food. Sorry.
Yeah.
These kind of gremlin-like creatures. And then we continued forward, and I don't know what these things actually wound up being, but we were attacked by these insane creatures that dealt a lot of damage, and we were concerned that we may not continue beyond this point, which is why Drowinius was literally all the way at the back of the group.
Yeah.
But this all is related to also involves that the fact that 6 days ago, and maybe 7 now, these troops were moved from the fort. And I can't remember if that's by command of Sword Lord Jamandi Aldori, or that was a separate conversation we were having about her. But I know that she's the person we need to impress to get her to call us up to kind of get involved in something else that's going on that's a much bigger situation in the region. That's what I have anyway in my notes.
Yeah.
And Brommel thinks that the Hungry Sword may have fled to the Cascade Mountains.
To
That
the
was
what?
one of the pieces of information that Brommel had come up with. It's in our notes.
Cascade, the Cascades in the river, not the Cascade Mountains.
Oh, okay.
Remember,
Maybe
there's 5 sets of rapids along the Shrike River, and it's rumored that there are hiding places behind all of those.
Right.
And the Hungry Sword is supposed to be hidden in one of those. Trog knows about them, but not where they are. And because of the size of the river and the spots for each of them, I actually have, guys, found some illustrations that give you an indication of the Cascades. Let me 2 seconds here. I don't think I didn't do a screen with this yet, but give me a sec. Here we go.
While you're doing that, Kevin, I'm going to give a quick shout out to my very gracious wife who was going to take the night off after having a very late day with my son, and she was like, I can't get to sleep. Why don't you just play the game that you want to play?
Thanks, Sam. I hope you're feeling better, too.
She'll be good, but I just appreciated that she knew how much I wanted to play. So glad to be able to join you guys
You
earlier
weren't
than I
in chat
expected.
yet, but if you'd heard the cheer from the players when they saw you logging in.
Oh, yeah, I'll send you guys your money afterwards.
Because Brommel joined the fight and was down in like a round and a half.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Hello.
He did great.
Goodbye.
Roll20 is definitely not our ally in this adventure.
It's shocking.
So the one there, the perspective in that one on the right is completely fucked. So I don't know where we're supposed to be looking from or where the scale is in anything, but it gives a good idea, I think, of what the Cascades likely look like. And the one on the right gives a much better perspective of what the order. I don't think the river is large enough, but you can picture the one on the left being as wide as the one on the right. With all different things, and that's what it is. There's tons of, like, you can kind of skip and make your way across, but the river is quite deep, quite tempestuous at this point, but there are breaks in it as it goes down. There are 5 sets of those. So trying to figure out where in the river that things might be. Plus, there tends to be things that lurk within the river in those areas. So there's a reason you don't want to just wander, randomly wander around. Have I mentioned the aquatic bush bogeys that?
I feel like we would remember that.
I look forward to introducing the displacer otters to Pathfinder 2.
Oh no.
I unfortunately think that would be cool, but hopefully in somebody else's game.
So this will give you an idea of what it looks like. And then George, you missed. I also found a wonderful illustration. One of the things that fantasy illustrators tend to not do is depict prairies or grasslands terribly well. They always want to add mountains in the background to make it look interesting. But this, I think, gives you a really good idea of what you're traveling like. That's awesome. Yeah, it's what do you call it? I think it's like, hey, sidekick. Okay, so anyway, that is where we are. And you guys, I have everything absolutely correct now. That you are on your way to there to find a hollow in a tree, and hopefully that the Hungry Sword left a message. You also heard at that town that you were at that the Stag Lord seems to have been basically pushing in whatever kind of territory or whatnot that the Hungry Sword had. He seems to have lost that headway to the to the Stag Lord. One that I think you've heard of, maybe Trog, but you don't know anything about as of yet.
Right.
Other than terrifying, like if he can beat this Hungry Sword back, that's got to be a dangerous fella.
Yeah, we want to try to avoid the Stag Lord. That's for sure.
Okay, so that's all. That's just to bring you guys back up to speed for where we are. Oh, and Droven, you should have one hero point.
Oh yes, thank you.
No problem. What?
And just I wanted to agree with you about the grasslands, like the flatness, but I just was trying to mute some
no
insanity happening. But it's true. Like when you, and I think for all of us, we've driven across like regions where that's the case, and like literally as far as you can see, there's nothing that goes beyond above the horizon.
Well, that's what we were saying
And
before.
is
It's like, that's basically like where Jeff, Dave, and I grew up. If you go outside of town, that's basically what it is. It's just fucking nothing for miles and miles.
And that was news to me when I first drove across the country, and hit like places like Kansas, etc. But it was amazingly beautiful. Like it really was a very different experience, and
it's a different.
So that captures it. I really feel like that artist, whoever it is, did a fantastic job with that.
100% agree. Yeah, it does, and I agree. I think there is a serene beauty to it. Some find it dull. I don't. I love it.
No, I think it makes look, all these different regions we all get to live in and visit are all make things interesting.
Mm-hmm. Plus, there's all sorts of ways in Prairie I can kill you as well, too. So,
well, the one thing is we can see things coming from at least a farther distance.
You know what's coming up is the anniversary of Tremors.
Oh, no, I forgot about that. Sorry. Apologies, everybody. I shouldn't have mentioned it.
Okay, so that's what everyone knows. So when he asked where you guys are traveling, Drowinius sort of stood back behind Shara, who has been kind of Drowinius's minder since leaving Brevoy. What would you guys say?
Just that we're heading to this fort to try and make contact with the Hungering Sword. I don't think we would mention the hole in the tree or the hideouts in the river or anything like that.
He looks around at you, at your group. You have no devotees of any gods traveling with you.
No.
No clerics? Or no followers of the old faith either?
No.
A mistake in retrospect, I wonder. I say, spitting some more blood.
We've yet to meet a nice one. He winks. He winks.
Yeah, true. But very happy today at this moment I've met you, Sarah and Ray, a huge fan back here. So welcome to the what do we call ourselves? The group. I don't know. Do we have a name? I can't remember. We decided on one. We were talking about it, but did we actually vote? Did we vote for a name?
I don't think you have yet. You've been talking over it.
So for everybody in Discord, we've been like voting on potential names for our adventuring party. I don't think we settled on them yet. But that's what everybody says. So you are. May I ask? What are you doing out here?
I have been traveling with a caravan heading east. Truth told, I have been somewhat looking for a purpose out here. One sec here.
Well, if your only purpose was to help us, that alone.
Well, is your intention to garrison Fort Sorenko just with the 5 of you?
I start looking around to my companions like, how do I answer this question?
I don't believe so.
No, not exactly.
No, not exactly. He's learning from the best.
Well, I suppose I wish you luck in your travels then. Like, out of character, guys, you're giving him absolutely no reason to want to travel with you. You're being very cagey with what you're saying, so unless there's any...
Well, so he basically is just saying he was sort of just traveling. He didn't have a specific objective in mind, correct? Okay. And I partially this is Druinius's fault, personality-wise, that he's unsure of. How much do you talk to travelers on the road? Because he's been such an academic, you can see how old he is by his character. So he's just like in another headspace. But he also recognizes he knows this is a priest of Sarenrae, so that means something. But B, he also recognizes he almost got murdered on the road. So when he starts to see his companions,
this is the second time that's happened as well.
And the second time, I wasn't gonna mention the first time. I'm trying to forget these things. So I think he recognizes that possibly there's a role that maybe Druinius has to play that he's starting to recognize that's not about experience, which everybody else seems to have from his perspective. So once he starts to see that we're suddenly losing this guy's interest, I think he'll step up and say, actually, there seems to be things afoot that are in opposition to what Sarenrae stands for. Perhaps, unless you have other things you need to take care of, which
why
would be
don't Brommel and Druinius give us a... Oh, actually, everyone can give us a religion check. This is one of the things you don't need to be trained in.
Okay.
So let's see how everyone does here.
18.
Okay. Brommel.
Ooh, nice, Brommel.
I love that Brommel's just a Cliff Clavin of the... constantly has some bit of trivia.
Trog does not know anything
Nom.
about religion.
Okay, so Shara...
Fire? Do you worship fire?
Shara, Vaz, Brommel, and Druinius. What you would know, the cult of Sarenrae is very much it is a crusader faith. It very much they're traveling priests. There are a handful of gods and goddesses and other deities that kind of populate the region where if you see a traveling priest, you can kind of assume they're out trying to fight evil, whatever their conception of that might be. Yomadai is one of those. The priests and the paladins who are quite common in this region. Sarenrae is definitely another one as well. And then not so much crusading, but there is Gorum as well too. Gorum is the Golarian kind of equivalent of Crom. Gorum, they just want to have a good scrap. So, knowing that Tristian is a priest of Sarenrae and is traveling, you, I think, can assume that there may be some of what is the the caricatured or the stereotyped version of why they're traveling is probably true in his case.
Okay.
Because I guess put yourself in shoes. Why on earth would a priest who's capable of healing magics that can save lives and whatnot be just bopping back and forth across the northern parts of the Stolen Lands?
Yeah. No, that just seemed totally random, considering.
Yeah. So all of you would be any of you who succeeded. Trog is not quite sure.
Well, Trog, Trog has no idea.
Yeah.
And also, Trog is used to being a bandit and not really trusting anyone. And this little group is the first people he started to trust. And he's not sure about adding another person to the mix. And even if he likes what this person can do, he has no idea how to convince someone to be his friend. He's just learning that. He's
Trog has the feat social anxiety.
Exactly. A new guy? Whoa, that's going to mess up our dynamic here.
That should be a feat. I get out there.
So I guess Vaz will limp forward because it's good priest. Thank you for your bringing me back twice from the brink of death. And,
he nods quite eagerly. I was happy to do so. You seem a formidable warrior, ma'am.
I'm having my doubts right now on that, but the
sun must set sometimes in order for it to rise, though.
Forgive our wariness. You can understand out in these lands is a bit risky, and meeting a stranger. But honestly, you have rather proved yourself to me, at least. But, we're out here to prove ourselves worthy of the kingdom, to prove ourselves worthy of trust to our Lord, because we want to bring order back to the kingdom in these difficult times.
What lord is it you serve?
And that's where I scramble for our...
Lucre.
Lucre. No, but we're looking to serve, and can somebody apologise who we're aiming to be hired by again? I've forgotten her name.
Ultimately, Jamandi Aldori is our
Jamandi Aldori is
her.
who we ultimately seek to work for, because we understand she's going to bring order to the realm. At the moment, we're just trying
intrigued.
Get a name for ourselves to be worthy.
And maybe slay a few bandits along the way. Come on, guys. We're trying to do some good, right? Make the world a better place.
So
No?
your goal is to position yourself in order to be selected for this task.
Precisely.
Yes.
Because ultimately I can see that she can bring great benefit to the realm after all these years of disorder, which just gives room for banditry and evil to succeed. The realm needs order, and the people need protection.
And have you traveled from Navactus Crossing?
We have.
Yep, we have.
Then you can see he's thinking things over. What do you guys think he may be weighing over here?
To me, this is my guess, and
Sure.
this is more me personally as a guess, as opposed to Drowinius, let's say, is that he does have some kind of, mission, maybe a strong word, but like crusade, but he's in the midst of his own personal singular crusade, and he's trying to weigh the question of whether he should sort of abandon that and join with whatever we are getting ourselves into, if it's a something that could bring chaos and evil to this entire region, which would be a much bigger, very specific threat, or if it's his duty to continue on his current objective and just move on past us, and we are kind of a bunch of random yokels or something.
Maybe he thinks we're fodder, and he's not able to keep us alive, so he might as well just stop wasting his spells and keep walking.
Why don't you guys each give us a perception check, please? Not initiative,
Okay.
a skill check this time. Yeah, more bush bogeys.
Initiative. Start fighting him.
Cool.
Okay. Vaz. I think Vaz, and Shara both can pick this up. So, you've seen him... Hold on, Drowinius actually... Well, you stepped away anyway. So, what you notice, Vaz and Shara, is that he definitely looked back to the west, up towards the rise. You might recall he mentioned that he was accompanying a caravan with them. So, he does seem to be struggling. Like, I think that... he has the look of someone who is definitely weighing something over, but not in a like, what's my better option here? More like, boy, I've really got to, I have something I need to commit to, but, so.
I'll say, looking at that, glancing off, I said, you seem preoccupied. Is there something we can assist you with after all your help for us?
Well, I would not wish, if your task is pressing, I wish not to. As I said, I have been traveling with a caravan, and this road can be dangerous at times, as I'm sure you're aware, and he gestures at one of the scorched bush bogeys on the ground. And task and your quest is admirable and far-reaching. In you all have ambition and ambition to see good done in these lands. And for what I've seen of them, they would benefit from that. If you would have me, I would travel with you, but I cannot, in good conscience, leave these people to the predations of the road.
Well, maybe we can help you escort them to a place of refuge, and then you can join us.
Let's take a look at the map. I can't remember how far you guys are from Navactus Crossing at this point. Where are...
About 4 bushboy encounters.
There it is. Stone lands.
3 encounters away.
Yeah, we made some progress.
I did pre-roll the encounters, so let's see here. It is
that's
boy,
true.
oh boy, that's a
4
lot of
bush bogeys and 5 bush bogeys.
Yeah, exactly.
We measure distance in bush bogeys now.
It's a well, and also you guys have yet to meet the flying variety and the
of course, yeah.
The blood-draining variety.
Okay, so you guys are traveling one,
Exactly.
Weather permitting, you've been traveling 1 per day. You guys are currently, let's see here, 1, 2, so you're basically 2.5 days off from Navactus Crossing right now. The date is currently, where is it here? The 8th of Farast, and you have until the 5th of the following month to complete your task.
Okay. Right.
So it's going to add 5 days just to get back to here if we go back with it.
And we have about how many total days? Like 30?
You have
Well,
30 in
that's
total.
fine. Yeah.
Right. Had some
Be
bad
fully
weather.
complete.
Trog is like
Yeah.
trying to do math, and he's never done math before.
I've just run out of fingers.
Very
Oh shit.
vague, yeah.
So the upside. Remember that the folks that you meet and see around here, like there are going to be continuing companions here, and that seems to be what he is struggling with. It doesn't mean that that's the done deal. You guys could still try and make use of some of your abilities. You can try and propose something else. The nearest settlement where they would be guaranteed to be safe would be Navactus Crossing. But if you have something else in mind or something else you propose,
Yeah.
where RL4 is, that is the start of the Cascades. And I think you're about to go off-road next to head down towards Fort Sorenko.
The fort. Yeah.
But is it the greater good that he seeks to make the biggest impact on? Or is it the inability to, give up a lesser good?
My guess would be that he would be conflicted between those two options. One is a very specific objective that he can accomplish that will cause some very clear, specific good, even though it's kind of small. And another is sort of dealing with the greater good and giving up, knowing he can save some very specific group of people. So my guess would be that it would be a inner conflict for him. So perhaps if we can figure out a way to alleviate that conflict.
So the way I'm viewing it as from his perspective as well. I'm going to tell you a little something that we deal with in my day job. So the way we calculate loss in certain things is we have our, we can figure out what a loss on a claim would be, and we can figure out what the dollar value would be. We then apply something called litigation risk. Litigation risk is a rough idea of there's these issues with the claim and there's these potentials with it, blah, blah, blah. That becomes a percentage that we then apply to the best day in court, and that tells us what the likelihood of recovery is or what the risk is on the file. In this case, you guys are not talking about doing a guaranteed good thing. You're talking about going off to try and do something to potentially get selected to then potentially set up things. He's absolutely on board with that. But I think his litigation risk, if you will, of this is, I have people here I need to help, and I have you guys who are about to go off into the woods on the hope of trying to find a bandit and the hope of trying to impress this person to then come back and start doing some good. So he's definitely is amenable to that, but I don't think that he would be weighing it as like, well, we're going to set up a kingdom. Like, well, you might set up a kingdom.
Yeah. So it's a 10% chance we're going to do something really big and good versus a 100% chance of doing something small and good.
Precisely. That's the way I'm kind of thinking, which is why he's weighing it over. It definitely, like, those of you guys rolled great, Shara and Vaz. Like, Shara, in your dealings with people before, too, like, that that actually might be how Shara may understand it, too, with her bookkeeping past, to be honest. Because you were a bookkeeper for the mob, weren't you, effectively? Yeah. So you might be understanding that he, he does definitely seem to be interested in what you guys are doing and impressed with the long-term goal, but there is that commitment. So, what do you think? And again, I'm not saying that it's not possible. I'm just saying that's the reason I think he's still seeing them as 50-50 on it. You can definitely try and make a charisma check or a diplomacy check if you like to try and impress him. And if anyone wishes to assist with that, remember DC 20 is what you're rolling against to assist. So every success gives +1, a crit gives +2, and a crit fail gives -1.
I think what I'm going to say is, as Vaz said, I owe you a life debt for what's happened here. I could so easily have been killed. So if you want to go back, take them back, I will do so.
Are we doing that? I thought we were just trying to convince him.
No, well, I'm just saying what Vaz would say. And I'm not sure if that will weigh on him that we are actually good folks, but I'm willing to take that hump. It's a bit the orcish way.
Yep. I think Sarah will try to... Is anybody going to try this? She'll try it. Try to convince him to join us.
Yeah, and that's his.
Just so you're clear, too, so just to mitigate your expectations, it's going to affect his... He's got a position that he's relating to you right now. You're trying to improve your relationship with him. It's not a matter of make a roll, then he'll join. But
right.
It is definitely something that will affect the role playing with him. So go ahead, Sheriff, if you want to make that diplomacy check.
Diplomacy, huh?
And just so I know, rules-wise, because I'm now running Pathfinder, as I've mentioned, if you have to. When you have a circumstance, so this aiding grants a circumstance bonus. Can multiple circumstance, like if multiple people aid, does it? Do they all stack?
I think so. I think there are only 3 types of bonuses. I think in PF2.
Yeah, it's like there's proficiency and item,
and then untyped or something like
status.
that.
Oh, status. Yeah, right. Status, circumstance, untyped.
We'll figure out the rules as written afterwards. Okay. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with letting you guys...
Sorry, and that was not questioning the ruling, just for me, my own purposes to know what I'm...
Sure. Does anyone wish to try... Okay. So what do you say, Sharon?
I'm going to try. I am going to try to assist when it's time. I will make it.
Cher's already rolled, it looks like.
Well, if Shara's trying, then Trog would, in his own way, try to help her because he sees her as sort of like the person leading his motivation there. So
what is he?
I can assist. Well, I can.
So Shara's already rolled is a thing.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, I thought I was aiding somebody, but that's okay. That's all right.
Okay. And now, Shara, you have a hero point. Do you want to re-roll that, or you rolled a 13. Oh, you only got a +2 with this, so that is actually not bad. So what do you say, Shara?
I think Shara's just saying, we understand that you have a responsibility to those people, and I'm not trying to convince you to leave them, but I do feel that we have a potential for a great impact on the region, one that will exceed a small caravan.
Anyone have anything else they wish to add?
Bramwell will step forward and say, look, friend, we are more capable than appearances may seem, and I think the circumstance that brought you and our paths across one another might be larger than we understand right now. And while I respect your obligation to your caravan and them reaching their final destination safely, time is of the essence for us, and this opportunity could change many things, and I think all of us would welcome you into the fold if you would join us.
Okay.
And I would love to say one quick thing if time allows. I think for when he's in hearing what everybody has to say, it sort of sees one other sort of tack and kind of jumps into. And the thing is, you may bring this caravan to safety, which would be obviously what Sarenway would want. However, if there is some larger evil afoot, they would still technically be in jeopardy. So you may not have actually saved them. That is what we fear, that this whole region may suffer great, grave consequences. So it is a way to save them in a bigger way, a broader way. But I defer to whatever you believe Sarenway wishes you to do.
Trog, anything to add?
Trog might just, what he knows about religion is he might just say something like, maybe you need to pray to your Saren Ray to know what to do.
Perhaps.
I think what we have to do is think of, as I have to, think of what difference we can make in the long term.
What he says
That
is...
is what I aspire to. But it's always a challenger, as Sakir. There is potential sacrifice in doing this. I cannot deny it. Just as coming out here into the wilds for what is, in a way, a trivial mission, puts our lives at risk, but it's all for the long-term greater good. I only do it because of where I think we can go in the longer term.
He nods and says, I will leave you to discuss amongst yourselves, and I appreciate the offer. I will have my answer for you presently. And he turns and heads up, and he stops and puts his hand on your shoulder, Vaz, and says, I appreciate your selfless offer as well. And makes his way back up to the caravan, which is going to be probably a quarter mile away from where you guys are right now. So you will have a few minutes to talk amongst yourselves. So you guys have him gone. He's out of earshot right now. What do you guys want to talk about, if anything?
So
I'm not very good at convincing people. So if anybody else wants to step up, I was actually just hoping to help.
That's a good role. I was impressed.
She's untrained in diplomacy. I wasn't actually trying to make the role. I'm
untrained too. I've got a +1.
Okay,
so let's do this, guys. Just
Well,
from a housekeeping perspective, let's make sure when we know we're making rolls, someone decide if you make a roll, you need to make it clear what you're making that roll for.
Yeah.
Okay. That way, there's no confusion over what it is. Otherwise, if you say you want to make a roll and then you make the roll, I'm assuming that is to try and take the lead and make the roll for it.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair.
Because that'll also, I think, it'll help to keep things kind of clear for when you guys are deciding who's going to roll. We've got the SOP down for your camping and stuff like that. We're still working out for other parts of the game, so that's going to come over time.
But also, in just like role playing this out, Shara's like, I'm not very good at just randomly convincing people. She's more into like, tricking people and making them, fear her.
One thing I will say as well is that this is only the first. This is actually an NPC from the campaign. From a metagame perspective, this is but one of many you will meet over the course of our campaign. The thing is every one of these, and these are the ones that are like the pre-gens that are in there. They have their own kind of deal going on.
Agenda.
So, like, they're not there to just serve as henchmen for the party. They are a potential springboard for further adventure, for further opportunities, as well as for someone who goes along with you. And because we're playing with a milestone system where you're not going to be losing XP to them, but it also means that they're not going to just go along. So you do need to be, part of the fun of having these NPCs is figuring out kind of what their, what's their deal, and they come from a full spectrum of goals, full spectrum of alignments, and I'm going to try my best to make sure that they all feel like independent things that you might be able to convince to come with you and stay with you long term, or you may find them at odds, or they may become enemies, depending on who they are.
Yeah, very classic hex crawl. Yeah, and classic hex crawl / open world where things are happening whether we're involved in them or not.
Was this a neat addition that came from? They adopted it from the video game, because like in the video game you need to want to have things. These are all NPCs that actually appear. I think all the ones in the companion book are from there. But yeah, and each of them has their own kind of like mini adventure attached to them as well, cool. And long-term goals and stuff. So again, like this is only one of many. And you will likely see some of them again. So even if this person departs from your path now, you might see them later on as well.
Right. So there's no right or wrong outcome to any of these things. It's just what happens narratively that makes sense.
Precisely.
For what these people are up to. And while I mentioned one other thing, as I've been scouring the rules because I'm running it for people and to stop them from saying you don't know what you're doing. One thing that helps, I think, with what you're talking about in terms of one person making the main role and then anybody who's assisting is that you have to announce that you're going to assist, but you don't make your role. It's a reaction after the person who does make the role makes the role. Then you set up a reaction. And so nobody knows if you're gonna assist, and you don't get to assist if they don't do what they're doing. So that way we can all of us who want to assist can say we're going to wait, and that's going to be our reaction if the person who we've decided is going to be the lead does the role, and then we can make our assist rolls. Apparently.
Okay.
What I've discovered so far with PFT.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, and to be clear, like Trog is pretty good at diplomacy and deception and intimidation and those kind of things, but when it came to this case, he just wasn't sure about convincing Tristan to join us. Like as I said, not that he didn't find him useful, but he's still just coming to this sort of like adventuring for the greater good kind of thing, and bringing a goody two shoes along might be a little step too far here too. He's a little nervous,
I was the opposite. I was nervous not to have him involved because I'm scared shitless about what's going on here.
Yeah,
I was hoping you would join us.
Vaz is also good at deception, diplomacy, and intimidation, but she feels that we owe him. So he needs to protect the caravan, and she feels we need to do it. So I guess the question is,
makes sense.
Can we protect the caravan and still, if we move fast, finish the quest in time?
Right.
Or is it physically impossible?
Well, it's just going to add 5 days, right? 2.5 days there and 2.5 days back to get to where we are now.
Yeah. So we still should have enough time, right?
Yeah, it's possible. It cuts down our, on potential, if we run into issues along the way. So it's a calculated risk, or that's the way Winius would think about it in terms of the calculus of it.
But if we have a healer, that reduces our risk significantly.
Exactly.
Even.
True. Yeah. True. But I think Bramwell's position is that, he does feel a certain bond with Tristan for what he did, but that our bigger mission, to Darwinius's point, is pulling us forward, and he's very much opposed to going backward and putting that kind of time into trying to get him. So he I think Bramwell's much more against going backward at this point. Just from his personal standpoint.
as we were like dealing with the world and kind of the way the context Kevin was putting it, we can run into other priests of Sarenrae or other types of good gods that we may convince to join us when we get to the fort or at some other point. I'm saying
we may
like this,
also
like
run across a pile of gold in the middle of the.
exactly. He this is Drowinius's like very naive perspective on the world. Like, oh, priests of Sarenrae, they just show up all the time. Like, we'll find another one. But at the end of the day, I will say Drowinius will go along with, as usual, will go along with what the party wants to do because he really is feels like they know better than he does.
I mean, Trog has been afraid to die every day of his life. He's never let it choose his friends for him.
The hungering sword will not wait.
The hungering sword may die. The 5 days may cost us the mission.
We should push on.
That's a good point. Yeah, I think they. Yes, I agree with that.
If Tristan decides to come with us, then that is his choice.
May I? I think I'll say, we've come near to death every encounter we've been in so far. Our luck will run out. Without help, we're going to fail.
Maybe we need to fight differently.
Be more cautious.
Yes.
Well, Remy said something about fighting one at a time. And we didn't do that even this time. Even after fighting them last time, we were all fighting different ones. And then we all got taken down. And then maybe we need to concentrate on one and kill it, and concentrate on another and kill it, and focus on minimizing the number of enemies that we have on the field before we start doing our own thing.
Yeah, I would just say, metagaming wise, without a healer, we are screwed, right? Because ultimately, that the way this game works, you need healing.
Well, I think that is true. The other thing about the game that I think is helpful is the fact that you can get healing non-magically as well.
Who's trained in non-magical healing? Hands up.
Well, that's the problem. Like, that's what I was just going to say. The problem is that we don't have somebody who is trained in medicine.
John's got healing, but he's not here.
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
he's built his character as a fighting bard.
Right, but he's got that little healing thing he's got.
I think, like, despite Rommel's sense of urgency, he does recognize the need, and he would offer Tristan his share of whatever he is going to pull out of this adventure, and he would donate that to Sarenrae, because I think he would sense that. Again, it's important.
How do you think he would view that kind of offer? Let me tell you how I'm viewing it, and maybe I'm seeing it wrong, but none of you guys have appealed to his actual interests. All of you guys have presented things in terms of, I recognize you've got a commitment to this, but come with us anyway. That's effectively how every single one of the pitches to him have been phrased, except for Vaz's.
I was trying to say,
and Trog, yeah. I told him he should pray on it. I didn't tell him that.
And that is that is what he did, and I did make a roll for his religion for him. I think the trouble is that he there hasn't been a demonstration of how this is going to assist. Like, he needs to have a reason in order to abandon those people who he said he would protect.
Yeah, because we're not doing anything tangibly good, right?
That's a fair point.
We've only got but once we've done this, then we'll probably do something that's probably good. It's not a very convincing argument.
No.
Right.
I think his gesture is small. His gesture is more that he's not in it for any personal gain, right? And that he's here for reasons like we've stated that are bigger than the tasks at hand that he might be thinking about. And so it's just more of a gesture to show that that we take his ability very seriously, and that again, we're not out here just looking for personal gain. We really want to solve the bigger problems of the realm.
Well,
and I think we can't give him a concrete reason. He has a very concrete mission that he's on. Like, bring these people to this place, and that will keep them safe. Whereas we're saying stuff is happening. Maybe come with us, and you might be able to do something to maybe save some random people. You don't know who they might even be, and so it's sort of this like
with the dealings. The
really
impression you got
vague
from him thus far. Especially those of you who rolled well enough, you get the sense if you guys don't accompany him to bring the caravan back, he'll wait in Navactus Crossing for you. He'll wait for a time, and then if you're able to meet up with him, then he would definitely join your thing. But he won't be able to meet you up in the woods because that's just suicide on his part.
Yeah.
He, what that means is that he just, at present, with what we've got for our rolls and the what's on offer for him, and with one of you offering to accompany him, or at least recognizing that we owe him something for this, he seems it's likely he's going to get back and say, "All right, I'll this is where I'm going. I hope our paths cross again." But
yeah.
Well, why don't we take a
I think
vote?
we owe him, and we can still succeed in our quest. It just makes it a bit tighter.
Yeah, and I also I agree with Vaz, and I also agree with Trog about the vote. And I think the other thing that Druinius thinks about is that we are at the very beginning of what we know that we're supposed to become involved with. So we have to accomplish this first goal of ours in order to be a participant in the greater events. And when we will really need him will be once we get to the point where we're getting to those greater potentially worldwide events.
So if you don't die in the woods, right?
We need to be alive by that point for that to be.
We
relevant.
do need to be alive, but we may have to take the risk and prove to him not prove to him, but do what we can do on our own and come back. So it seems that comes down to two options. So based on what Trog is saying, the voting, one option. So tell me if there's more than one. One is to go with him, help deliver this caravan to where they need to be, and take the 5 days or whatever it is to do that. The other is to proceed on without him. Go try to accomplish our specific mission we've been given, and then try to hopefully, ideally, meet back up with him on the road on the return journey and see if we can come to an agreement at that point. That seems to be the two choices.
Those are the two. Yep.
So do we want to do like
just
a blind vote? Everyone type their vote into the chat, and then we'll all hit send at the same time as if we were doing rocks or something.
So why don't we say either caravan or carry on?
Okay.
Yeah.
Once everyone's ready.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay. 1.
Yep.
Thankfully,
2,
we have an odd number of people.
3. Go ahead.
Well, not surprising.
That's 3 for carrying on. All right. So as he returns with the caravan, it seems clear what his answer is going to be. He comes down and the caravan he's with is pretty impressed with the amount of dead bush bogeys that are around you guys. He will, because I imagine an hour has passed. Shara, why don't you give us a 1d20 plus 7 roll? Let's see if he can give you one more bit of treatment before.
I almost said a 1d30 plus 7.
1d20 plus 7, please. Nice. Okay. You regain another 10 hit points. Okay. And Tristan says your goal seems noble in the long run. I hope that our paths cross again, and I hope the sun watches over you in your travels. So, with that, you guys will all be standing around, seeing them head off into the eastern, towards the east. Let's move ourselves back to the travel map here. And I think your next goal will be to turn south and off into the wilderness, where we get to use the getting lost rules.
Oh, great.
That would be great.
I do love that wagon with the shadow. That is really
It's pretty great, right? All right, so then what do we... we'll take our mid-session break in just a second here, but what... and everyone got their hero point, I think. What is the plan here now, guys? Or do you wish to rest for a time and then head out, or...
I leave it to the party, because
I believe... let me check what our...
Does
it say what our weather roll was before? Let's see here. That's all my jaws. It's all my attacks. I don't see. Because I believe this was happening near the end of the day. Let's see. Yeah. So, what are you guys thinking? You need to rest up? You need to power through?
Thank you for that.
I won't vote because I didn't participate in the end of this battle, and I was in the back for
you'll
the first
get
part of the battle.
you'll spend your 10 minutes to recover. At some point during that time, you will have got your focus point back.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask. Like, how do I? So, but I have to do a full rest to get my spells back.
Yes.
Okay, so I get my focus point back. So I have one big spell, but I have no more.
Should we carry on for the rest of the day and then just rest normally?
We could.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the plan then?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so, yeah.
So it'll be a half day off. Let me go to our exploration page here. Let's see here. No, that's the monster page. We don't need that. Not yet. All right.
Well, we've got opportunities to train and or retrain at the next level. So
no, it's not at levels. It's you just need to take a week.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. I want. Here's another thing I love about the game: the downtime rules. You can retrain it pretty much anything in a week's worth of time with just some instruction.
I'm just thinking we're not going to get a week off of downtime during 30 days.
Well, again,
So our next opportunity would be if a character levels somewhere along the way, then to get that chance. But yeah, so there's also that too.
I will tell you this: that when I have the downtime to do my retraining, I will definitely train in medicine.
Same.
Party full
and
of
I don't
doctors.
feel guilty about not making a character who heals.
We're always one campaign behind in whatever we need to specialize in. We've got lots of people with survival now.
Yep.
Right. Well, because we all learned our lesson the hard way, and then we adjust to that. And then now we've screwed ourselves in that next one.
Okay. So
I do agree with Dave about the focused fire as well tactic for some future fights. So
even in that last fight, Rommel, you went for the one that had more hit points. If you'd have gone and killed that other one, then you would have had 3 less attacks per round. But
yeah, the problem was I could only get the amount of movement to flank that one that I flanked. So
right.
Yeah, I would have missed both of my attacks, unfortunately.
Roll 20 is not helping us.
No.
But yeah, but you know what? We made similar mistakes in the first, like the session before against those same creatures. We were each hitting a different one, and it was like that wasn't helping us.
Which I really like from a narrative perspective, because we are all new, quote unquote, new adventurers. So we would be inexperienced. And learning how to use strategy and tactics properly.
It's also worth looking back on the early sessions of the night below as well. That a regular, like every 2 sessions, nearly having a party wipe is not unusual for a sandbox game, and not only because of the difficulty, but also because of just figuring out how the party's going to work together, right?
Yeah.
Like that's
That's a good point.
So this is like campfire talk, right? It's like Shara says, hey, Vaz, we were forming a line against those things, and then you charged forward. Well, now you're going to get hit by 3 of them. Next time, let's all stay together, and we can, as soon as one comes in, we can all smack it. So we can have these little campfire talks about how we should strategize against different types of creatures and events. And
oh yeah. Well, Vaz has all her what do you call it? Her miniature, her 40K miniatures.
Well, and I think that Trog would point out that that his fire, he can shoot his fire out and hit many of them, but they'd have to be funneled into a grouping. They flanked us. They spread out. If we could get them more grouped up, I can hurt more of them at once.
Okay, so if we try to cluster together and get them to come in as a group, you can do more damage.
Yes, I can burn more of them at once.
Okay, well that's good to know too, because I didn't know. You could
fire in his eyes as he says that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And maybe Shara, doesn't have the hand crossbow out, and maybe she's got her offhand wrapped around her cloak, and she's ready to defend herself, so she doesn't drop so quick, so that you guys can get your spells off and. Roasty toasty.
Yeah, and at the moment, I point out that the spells that I have knowledge of cannot affect more than 1 or possibly 2 targets at a time. I cannot lay down magical emanations in an area. At some point, I'm hoping to be able to do that, but right now, I think seems like I should remain in the background and try to target some of the ones that you're fighting with, to help focus fire.
And is there a gang up bonus or something like that, or is it just flanking in PF2?
Just flanking in PF2.
Just flanking, okay.
Yeah, as long as you get, and that one in, there's not a gang up bonus or a flanking from the side. You have to be equidistant from from your ally to get that bonus.
On the opposite side of the axis, kind of thing.
Yeah, but those of you who get bonuses
across.
from flat-footed, that's how you trigger that.
Okay.
I don't know if any of you do actually get that, but.
And there are some other one things I like at PF2 is there's some other ways to get some additional or incur additional penalties on our enemies using skills. With demoralizing people or creating a diversion or any of those things, like really wind up making a difference, especially with the way that crits work. Because every time you take them down 1, 2, 3 in their AC, the chances of getting a crit against them increases by that amount.
Exactly.
So it's not just a 5% chance of a crit each turn, and therefore we could take them out more quickly potentially if we try to triangulate that and work together.
We get them clustered and flustered, and we hit them with flame and sword.
Yeah, and I will try to do things as well in the background to not only deal damage to them, but also to sort of distract them or in some other way help make it easier for the rest of you to attack them.
Cool.
Okay. So then, heading off the land, somebody is going to be giving us a survival check. Who is to avoid getting lost as you guys are heading into the woods here. Let me show you the woods as well. Did I set it up yet? Where is it?
Is our survival expert? Is that Trog? Can't remember.
I did. Look at this, guys. I'm going to grab your tokens, but I'll get you set up here. So.
I have to be trained in survival, but I don't think I would be a lead person because he doesn't know what he's doing.
I wanted to give you a sense of what traveling off-road, like sort of the gnarly terrain that you're actually going to be moving through as you're moving into the foothills here. So let me grab Druinius. I've been sick of that first picture we've been using the last couple of sessions. I'm going to find a bunch of pictures and illustrations that'll make this place come alive for you.
This is great. This looks like we could be attacked at any point from any direction.
Or get lost.
Or get lost. Exactly.
We don't walk single file. We walk as a cluster.
Yeah, exactly. It's like what they call the armadillo technique. All right, so who is trained in survival? That might help narrow things down.
I'm trained.
Okay.
Great.
As well.
So why don't we have? We'll let one person lead, one person assist. So who wants to? Who's feeling lucky here?
I think Vaz, you should lead just because Druinis does not want to be the leader, but he will assist.
Okay. So
Okay.
you assist and I'll roll.
Okay.
So yeah, okay, so you're good. Oh, you might get a crit though.
Oh, you did. But I did not help you.
Did not help. No, actually, that is a crit. Actually,
I'm like,
technically.
I thought it was that way.
Yeah.
Oh.
You want to spend a hero point to try and get rid of that?
I do, because it is a critical failure, as you pointed out, which is one of the things I really like about the game is that you're always taking a chance.
Yeah.
So despite being trained, so here comes my hero point that I spent. You've got to be kidding me.
Fortunately, it appears that Vaz has decided not to listen to the old man.
That's
It's like,
you're smart.
like this stuff, I'm sure. Can't we use this to? This could be a seasoning, couldn't it? I'm certain of this. You're like, that is poison oak. You're going to want to put that down. So then, guys, why don't we take our mid-session break right now, and then we will come back and make a campsite for you.
Cool.
So Anna's been sleeping in her. I think I mentioned I got her our old comforter is in here, so she can sit down. I just said, let's take our mid-session break. She just fucking jumped up. So,
that's awesome.
This is a trained puppy. Hey?
Yeah, she knows what she's doing.
He knows what she's doing. All right. Okay, great. So we'll be back in 5 minutes, and then we'll see what exciting things we are going to do for camping. So we'll be back momentarily. Hey, I'm first back. That's a rarity. Hey, everybody in chat. Hope everyone is having a great start to the weekend. We've nearly had a total party wipe so far, so that's a good way to get the old adrenaline going on a Friday night. While we're waiting for our heroes, let's take a look at what maps we might need to set up here. I think I set them up already. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Alrighty. Which ones did I set up here? Now I think of it. Okay. Oh yeah, okay. There we go. And oh, we have our campsite one set as well. That is great. Let's see here. Do we have our appropriate heroes in there? I think so. We are missing Brommel, and we have an extra Ramirius. Let me get Remy out of there. I'll bring Brommel back. There we go. Whoops. Oh my goodness. Apologies for the flashing for those watching at home too. There still is that weird stutter that occurs when I'm trying to adjust sizes of stuff. Oh, people are back. Sorry guys, I'm talking to... That's the first one back, which is a rarity. So I started yapping to the folks at home. Let's see. All right.
Okay, so I'm just posting here. So this is what I learned about aid and my efforts to be better at running this game. So, so basically, you have to tell the GM ahead of time what you're going to do specifically to do the aid.
Yeah.
And then it sets up a reaction. So it takes up your reaction slot. But you can't actually roll it so that the person who's leading knows what you rolled.
Yeah.
Which I think is a good. I like that mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
So your action to assist me there was to give me bad advice.
Yes, and I feel like I succeeded. So I feel good about myself. This is better than a character who thinks he knows more than anybody and winds up worshiping a long-forgotten god. So,
in fairness, what he worships is older than a god.
Well, that's true. That's a good point. Entity, let's call it.
Yeah.
And that's why I specifically named my character the Good this time.
We assumed that was a nod and a wink. I mean,
no, this is like trying to stay on the straight and narrow. That's the objective here. I always fall to the dark side.
I was gonna say something about a something scorpion frog something.
That's right, exactly.
All right, so guys, as the evening is or the day is going on, as the evening is coming, the sun is setting in the west. You guys are finding, I think most of you are familiar with this stuff. And Drowinius, even if you are a bookworm, this is actually, you're actually taking to this a lot better than what you you anticipated, just based on your training and survival. You're not as, even if it is solely on academic learning, you're that, irritating person who's done all the reading up on everything and brought everything that even the experienced people did not realize they needed.
Cool.
But you will need to bed down for the evening. So,
yes,
to locate a campsite is going to be let's see, it'll be 2 hours searching for a safe and secure location for this. Will be a survival check against the zone DC. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to roll for the encounter, potential encounter, and then during the 2 hours that someone is searching for the camp, you guys can choose to aid with that, and we'll do it the way that it's supposed to be rolled. Whoever's taking the lead will make a survival roll, and then people can try and aid onto that to push that number up if necessary. The rest of you guys can choose to use other exploration mode activities during that time. So
Okay.
this will be an opportunity to do things like, if you want to keep on, you don't need to worry about moving slower in this time. So things like stealth or trying to keep watch or things like that. Encounter mode. No, oh yeah, it's not the encounter. Exploration mode is on page 279 of the core rulebook. So, who is going to take the lead on trying to find a campsite? It's a survival check. So I think it's either Vaz or Drawinius are the two, what do you call it? The two.
I'm feeling sheepish about that, considering my inability to help out this last time around.
My last camping role was dismal, but Faz will try and redeem herself.
Okay, let's see here. Can you be
And
tactical
I'll try
find
to. I will point out I will try to aid
Okay.
ahead of time.
So the difficulty in here is a 15. So you're currently 2 shy.
What is going
Wow.
on?
Drawinius, you
Oh,
want
well,
to?
I'll use a
20?
hero. I'll use a hero point.
Okay.
I'm not Jeff. What is?
Oh! That's fired.
This is, no, it's
Oh,
I guess
no.
roll 20. Okay,
So you're currently 17.
we're in. Yeah, so I'll use my last hero point as well, just to try to get that
Try and push it up a little bit. Yeah, because the
a
rest of the
little
party.
bit. Jeez.
What it'll mean is
Roll
basically
20.
if there.
Okay.
Oh no, because you still it's a 20.
And not a 20. Yep.
Yeah. Trog, Shara, or Brommel, do you want to try and help out here? In theory, if 2 of you rolled a crit and 1 of you rolled a success, you could still pull this one out of the nosedive.
Yikes.
Actually, no,
yeah, I can assist.
No, you couldn't. Sorry, yeah, with an 8.
Group effort now.
Yeah, with an 8, you can't even because it's
Yeah, we're so below.
15 is what you need.
Oh, okay. This is how it started going downhill last time too.
Yeah. So then, Trog, Shara, or Brommel, are there any exploration activities you would be doing while Vaz and Drawinius are frantically trying to find a comfortable place to camp? Comfortable
Yeah,
and
sorry, I was
secure.
just looking that up. What page did you say it was on?
On the core rulebook, that's on page 479 and 480, 480.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
We're not doing anything that's going to cut our movement down, right? While we're exploring. So
Well, again, like I said, ignore the movement thing for the purpose of this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because almost everything it's like cuts it in half.
I mean, I
Yeah.
could attempt to help avoid notice.
Avoid notice is a stealth notice for yourself.
Oh, that only helps me.
Yeah,
Okay.
there is one that's follow the expert. You need to be expert level training,
Oh,
and none
yeah,
of you
no, I
guys
can't do that.
are that yet. Like, if there is nothing else you wish to do, that's fine. But
I
like
don't
things
think
like
so,
here's
yeah.
the things, guys. Like scouting, page 480. That will give you a +1 to your initiative bonus if you do have an encounter while you're doing this.
Yeah, I mean,
for everybody.
yeah, I mean, I might as well do that if I'm doing nothing else.
Okay.
I think Brommel might do a bit of. I guess he's just gonna gather resources if that's something he can do for when we do eventually make camp to give us a little bit of a head start.
Let's see here. So that's definitely a camping activity.
Yeah, like a hunt and gather.
Hunt and
kind of
gather is only
thing.
2 hours, so yeah. Why don't you give us a hunting lore, or you'll be using your thaumaturgical, the all-purpose thing, right? Yeah,
Esoteric.
Go right ahead. Okay. Nice. It's not a critical success. So you find over the as everyone's looking around, you're like, ooh, mushroom. Ooh, mushroom. So what you find is, give us a 1d4 roll, please. So you find 3 special ingredients, and
nice.
you find 30 basic ingredients.
Nice.
Oh, no, sorry, that's a crit success. 15. You find 15 basic ingredients and 3 special ingredients, and I believe you guys are tracking those on the, what do you call it? Under your cookbook
yes.
or the...
I think on the party...
Let me move some of these. Hold on, I got a bunch of extra handouts up there that you guys are cluttering up the thing. Let me move these halflings out of the way. Move you.
Oh,
Come
I
on.
see. In the loot, we have a pantry in our loot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, Jamie, the last time I was kind of adding notes into the party notes and loot, and I got to the very end of the section, rules to live by in Kingmaker. And then I read them off, and we all laughed, and then we were like, "Who wrote this?" And we all decided it was you.
It was.
Is that
it
true?
was. Yeah. That's great. I'm glad you guys read them.
All right, so you find that, and then Shara, anything you wish to do during those 2 hours?
Scouting as well. Is that something we can double up on, or is that?
I think.
She's a little gun shy right now. She's like, I don't want to encounter anything. I'm wounded, and.
Yeah, I think that's a circumstance bonus, so you only get wet once.
Okay, so then not twice. Then
Yeah.
I think.
You could still be with me while I'm scouting.
Sure.
We could do safety in numbers, you know.
Keep the scout safe. Then yeah, sure.
Yeah, and what it is just the Drowinius and Vaz are sort of stomping around, and their focus is largely on trying to find a place that would be defensible and dry, and a place you could actually make have enough space to make a camp in. And Brahmo's got his he's rooting for truffles, so his attention is focused elsewhere. So if you guys are having your attention focused on keeping everyone safe in the event anything goes wrong, then that I think would be of benefit. I'm just trying to find, now that you said it, I'm going to double check the bonuses thing. I can't remember offhand. I know there's only...
I think what you just said was right, Kevin. And also, one of the things that I keep forgetting is that aside from the sort of basic exploration activities, there are skill exploration activities.
Yeah.
Like covering tracks.
Yeah.
For example.
So proficiency bonus, circumstance bonus, status bonus, item bonus. So each of those you can have one of. So
whatever's the better of each of those. You
get to combine each of them, but they can only you don't get 2 circumstance bonuses or 2 item bonuses.
You just get to add the best circumstance or the best.
Exactly.
Item,
yeah.
Not both. Okay. So, like for example, Dave, another one is sense direction, which is a survival check. Or tracking or stuff like that. So there are definitely a nice variety of things you can do in exploration mode.
Yeah.
I think they did a good job.
Definitely. I was reading through them, but she doesn't have a whole lot of.
Why don't we give? Let's see here. I also need Vaz. Would you give us another survival? What was your initial survival check for? The 22.
For the 22, I'm not sure. You asked us to.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't remember if I had you roll. So you're not lost, is the thing. That's what you were rolling for then.
Yep.
All right. So then, you guys are. It is 2 hours. You've been looking around. Now that's only 2 hours. It's still spring, so there is still some daylight left. You haven't found anything as of yet. Do you want to push on for another 2 hours, or you want to try and make camp? Right now, you're into kind of forced march territory. Because you're traveling for more than 8 hours. And...
Might be worth it, though, because we did not find anywhere to camp.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And that was kind of trouble for us last time. That led to, we couldn't do any of our down activities. It was pretty bad.
3 people who were fatigued went down the next day.
Yeah, it's kind of a cascading problems. We might be better to push on. Maybe we can find somewhere nice to camp.
Yep. Agree.
Okay.
All right. What that means, Brommel, more opportunities for mushrooms. The silver lining, a fungal silver lining to every one of these. I'm glad you guys laughed at that because I really hate to tell you what's happening next. Give me 2 seconds.
Bush bogeys. There are bush bogeys in the next section of the road.
Mycelium monsters.
Right. Oh, nice. Yeah.
All right. Let me get
in the dark.
your tokens here. It is still daylight out, so you're not.
Wait, why? Why do you need our tokens? That's
Mustache twirl, mustache twirl. All right. Let's see here.
Okay, now don't forget all our new strategies.
Yep.
Does
And
everybody run willy-nilly all over the place?
Everyone go crazy and cast your most powerful shit really right away.
hit the goblin. You also have. So everyone will get a hero point as well. So
Good.
go right ahead and add yourself
I
a
was out.
little hero point there. Enjoy
Excellent.
that. Enjoy that. That one, guys, is on the house.
Oh, that's appreciated.
Yeah. Now, let me quickly find what I need here and get it set up. Pop, 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 pop. Where is it? There we go. I do like that we are ever so slowly getting our entire collection of tokens and stuff added in here. Because every time I add a new critter in,
Yeah, totally.
I get to keep it in my, what do you call it? My,
Well, it's nice in a Hexploration game to have access to all of the various tokens.
Yeah, agreed.
For you.
Yeah, 100%.
Not
I'm just
for
looking
us.
over my skills, and I'm just kind of laughing because I'm like, I've got all these skills that are like just not good for exploring and camping. I'm like, hey, does anybody need me to do their taxes? I can help you with your taxes.
We know the good thing is, I mean, like, it's not like you guys had weeks to come up with these characters.
No.
So, I mean, this is
like
you know.
spur of the moment. We all just
Exactly.
were like, I don't know, just whatever.
I was trying to make a character that's maybe a little different, and it's like, well, I'm not going to pick all the usual stuff, and then maybe this will have like special circumstances where these will come into play. Yeah, sure, whatever.
I like characters who start out suboptimal and get fine-tuned by the game rather than come out of the box min-maxed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yep. 100%.
I mean, Kalador was a dancer when we started. Come on.
Yeah.
In my book, he's still a dancer.
Yeah.
He's still a dancer.
And Shara was a bookkeeper so she's got society and accounting lore, and I'm just like, these are just not useful for camping.
Well, they're just not useful for right now.
For the moment.
Yeah, there's
Right.
this can't like again. The campaign goes where you guys choose to sort of take it. Right now, you've got a task, and again, if you guys choose to not pursue this, or if you fail, that doesn't mean the campaign's over.
Right.
Right? Like, so we're clear. The if you guys do not recover this thing from the what do you call it? The hungry sword, that does not mean we just keep playing and see what happens next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
like
I
it's
already
not,
started making my next character.
And we become bandits, and we take over the countryside. And we
No, I think it is a great. I think it's considered one of the most popular APs in Pathfinder history overall.
Oh, definitely.
I believe.
Yeah.
And I can see why already, just from
Yeah.
the outset, because this is the kind of stuff I think is super fun, and the way that we often play. To be honest, like Night Below, for example, where we're interacting with lots of different elements, whether that's the environment or individuals, and they all kind of like weave together in this tapestry that always keeps us on our toes.
yeah.
And yet has some kind of narrative. Ultimately, it's strangely feels like it's all makes total sense and was put together the way it. You know what I mean? Like we're like, of course that's what happened.
Yeah.
Even
That's
though
exactly
it
how
was
the
like 20
story's
different
supposed to
random
go.
things. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
the story happened as it was supposed to happen.
Exactly.
That's
So then, you guys are making your way along through the forest. I'm going to put Vaz and Drowinius up front,
Okay.
because those are your meat shields. Rommel's going to be a
Yes,
little off
that's
to the
right.
side. Ooh, mushrooms.
I am meat. I
Shara
don't know
and
if I'm a
Trog are going to be
shield.
keeping an eye out for everyone. Now, let me bring you over to the old battle mat.
Theoretical battle mat, I think is what you meant to say.
It's the encounter map. It could be the encounter with very nice people who just want to have brunch.
I'll call them all the ice cream shop if that helps.
Oh, that does feel a little bit better.
All right, so then, would everyone kindly click on their token and then click on perception for your initiative and add +1 to your total because you've got Trog keeping an eye out for you.
Oh, nice. Great. Oh, Shara.
Nat 20. Nice.
Nice.
Thanks, Trog.
And then roll 20 balances it out with a nat 1.
That's right.
It is only the first round, so I guess there's that. All right, now, let me just, we got everyone in there. That's good. Who's got a higher dex, Vaz or Trog?
Got 1.
Mine is
I've got
14 is my dex.
Yeah, you win. I've got a 12.
Okay. Okay, so we got us in the right order here. All right, now, Wood, Shara, would you kindly give us a perception check? Not an initiative check, just a perception check in general. Please. Nice. So you guys are moving along. Brommel, again, you can picture that big, thick woods up to you guys are heading south in this map. Trowinius, and you're looking over like against that rock maybe, and you can see there's already something leaking down. You're like, no, it's like all gonna be marshy down there. If we get rain, we're gonna be drowned in this thing. Brommel is found some additional things that could be made into. He's got that recipe now for mushroom stew or whatever it was, mushroom porridge, mushroom bisque. I don't know how fancy you want to make it. The Shara, what you hear is through the bushes, and you can picture it's a lot thicker than what we see on the map here. It's not just individual trees. You're moving through like ankle or knee-high undergrowth as you're moving along. But Shara, up over here, am I in the right layer? Oh, I am. There are at least 2 things, big things, moving in the bush over there. You have 3 actions. What do you want to do with them?
I think she's going to try and make sure the group stops, and she'll be like, "Hey, wait, stop!" And then she'll point in the direction of the thing.
Yeah, I can't remember the action's called. It's like point out.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she's going to try and point out where everybody is.
Okay.
It is called point out. That is correct.
Yeah. Does it automatically make the success?
It's indicate the location of a creature to your allies.
Okay. So here's what you see. It seems that Brommel may have some competition. 2 ugly-looking boars are snorting around and snuffling around underneath that big tree there. And one of them kind of looks up in your direction. So Shara has pointed it out, slowed you down. I think you still got 2 more actions. The first thing would have been free.
Yeah, I think she's going to just step in beside Baz.
Okay, that's 2 actions, 1 more.
And ready her cape on her offhand.
Did you draw your weapon?
Oh yeah, I guess I'll draw. Well, she'll draw her sword and not the cape.
I don't know. Like, you guys tell me. Do you think you'd be traveling with it? With it out. The only reason I would think not. I mean, I imagine you could carry it and have it down at not a readied position. It's just that these things are carrying around a 10-pound weight for hours at a time, and in here there's also the awkwardness of it.
You'd have it
Not
discovered.
It's not realistic to carry your sword out all the time.
What's that, Dave?
It wouldn't be realistic for having a sword out.
Wouldn't be okay. I honestly don't know. Like, I'm trying to picture what, like, it's a pain in the ass when I have anything in my hands when I'm hiking, never mind, like carrying a sword. But I'm also
object.
not, I very rarely run into owl bears when I'm hiking in the Rockies, so.
I guess a glaive will be a bit different because you kind of have to carry it.
Yeah.
True.
Okay. So then, Sherry, you got yourself, the sword is out and you are next to Vaz. Now, these things, I am going to make roll for snuffling. Hold on. Difficulty will be the same as it was for you. Oh, I snuffle good, guys. Ooh. So both of them kind of... they cough as well. That sounds really hard to make. And then they turn and they squeal. 2, 4, 6, 8. And they are charging in. Let's see here. And I can get all the way into Shara with 1.
Oui.
And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, they're pretty quick. So I can get in on Vaz. But that's the end of their round. Then it is Brommel. 3 actions. What are you doing?
Do I not get a attack of opportunity there?
Attacks of opportunity are the exclusive purview of fighters, of course. Sorry, I think you're drawing these for some reason. Yes, you do. But the thing is, I don't know if, like, even pole arms need to be readied.
Okay.
Right? In order to have them ready to attack. Like, you can be carrying them, but I'm imagining you're using like a staff to sort of, walk yourself along.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Let me think here.
Rommel will move down with his first action next to Vaz.
Yep.
He will pull his sword out with another action.
Okay.
And he will swing that sword at the boar.
Go right ahead.
Nice.
Brommel has visions of bacon mushroom stew in his head. That is a miss, though. So would you like to spend a hero point?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to spend them early and often today.
Excellent.
Sweet.
Let's do it.
Go. Come on. Yes, that is a hit. Squeals in pain. Again, my apologies to everyone at home for the fucking constant white flashing. As soon as I move the map even a little bit, it just flashes to white for a moment.
Weird.
Yeah, it's been doing this. I think it's just the thing with...
I know. Sorry, I would
Firefox.
say I'm surprised I haven't fixed it.
Yeah, it's... I don't know. All right, so then, Brommel, yeah, so you managed to hack along the side. Did I move the boar?
You did, yeah.
I did, yeah. Why? Jesus. Teleporting boar. Okay. But it's a 4-pole boar. Look out, guys. Oh, my God. Okay, so Brommel, that is your 3. Drawinius, what are you doing?
All right, so I conjure forth some electricity in my hand, and I hurl it.
Okay.
Electric arc here.
Okay.
So it's a basic reflex
Basic reflex save. Your reflex is
DC
not a great
17.
save for these things, and I failed.
Okay. Excellent. So they both take...
So that first one takes 7.
7. Yep.
Yeah, and I'm going to roll for the second one. That one is a 25, so not a crit, not a success, not a crit. So I take 3 points damage still.
Correct. Yeah,
Nice.
exactly right. That was a 2-action spell. So then I will take my third action to... I'm going to... Even though I have a -4 penalty to this, I'm going to scream at this boar here.
Okay.
In like a guttural tongue, like, and like as if I'm like an insane wizard of some kind.
Okay.
So I'm gonna. This is a demoralize, obviously, using my intimidate skill, which I am trained in. So I'm gonna put the -4 into the roll here. Nope. It thinks that's hilarious.
Yeah. All right.
Just on that.
Then
Do you not need to be able to do you not need to be able to speak their language?
I get a -4 if
-4
I can't.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Vaz, you're up next. What are you doing?
I will try and intimidate as well.
Okay. Drawinius sounds more like he's crying.
Exactly. Please don't kill me.
That is a little better. These things are notoriously willful, though, so that will not be good enough. You want to spend a hero point?
Interesting.
No.
Okay. You have 2 more actions.
I will do an exacting strike.
Okay, so you're going to ready your pole arm and then...
Oh, shoot. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Ready my pole arm, then just take a strike.
Go right ahead. Yeah, that is a solid hit.
Nice.
We go and There we are. She hit this thing. It's a solid. You can hear bone or ribs crack in this thing's. Oh boy. Hey.
That sounds
I forgot
like
something.
it's a good thing.
But that's good. Okay, good. Then Vaz, I believe that's it for you. Then it is Trog's turn. What are you doing, Trog?
He's immediately forgetting the focus fire instructions because he can't really see from back there the damage difference. But he's moving up to help Shara. He's readying his dagger, holding it out, but he's gonna elemental toss at that one right in front of him.
Okay.
Come on.
That is a
oh
hit
my goodness.
and a crit, but only 6 points of damage, unfortunately.
So 7.
7 points. No, 8, because you would double it. Okay.
Oh, okay, cool.
There we go.
8. It's something.
That's something. So you race forward. And toss. You still have one more action.
No, I moved and I readied my dagger.
Oh, got it. Okay. Yep. There you go. Shara, top of the round, 3 actions. What are you doing?
Shara is going to move to there
Okay.
and stab it with her steely rapier
Go ahead. Here we
and see
go.
if she can kill the beast.
That is a hit, not a crit.
Only 2 points of damage.
Nick,
I
yeah.
think you know what. Like it's the seeing the rapier against this these boars. It's a great hit, but these things are just so fucking tough and angry. You still have one more action though.
Yeah, so she will twirl her cloak.
Okay.
Matador,
Matador, Shara.
Twirl her cloak so that she can have a +1 circumstance.
Through
bonus to her
AC. Very nice. All right. Then it is boar time. All right. So that furious boar. Oh, who's going to go against? I think, Vaz, you heard it worst. Your AC is an 18?
Yep.
Okay. Here we go. That is a 14. So that is a miss. It leaps forward and tries to gore you. It'll try and gore you once again. That's a nat 20. So that's going to hoit. Let's see here. I'll roll another one here. Another one of those. Where'd you go? There we go. All right. Tis. 23 points of damage.
Okay.
This
I'm
thing
down.
leaps in, sweeps your legs out from under you. Then its final attack will go against Shara. That is that's a 14 against Shara. I don't think that's a hit.
Her AC is 18.
Nice. Okay. And then against the other one, let's see here. Trog, you're the one who hit it, so I think he's going to go against you.
Yeah.
Trog, that's a 27.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So that's a crit.
Oh, yeah. That's easily a crit.
So that is 19 points of damage.
Yep.
He knocks you up and down. And then I think he's going to push Trog a little further back. You really did not enjoy that. There we go. Put you back over there, Trog. And you have an attack of opportunity. Oh, fucking Vaz is down. Never mind. That's it for the boar. Then, Brommel, what are you doing? 3 actions.
All right. This is not an action, but I imagine that Brommel, as he's eyeing up the boar, looks behind him, behind the boar, and maybe sees in the, in the shade that there's like another mushroom patch that he's gonna pick later. So he's like registering even still like his gathering mode as he's in the fight, but he is bringing his sword back up to try to slay this boar at the moment.
That is... Oh, you're not flanking. That is very close, but unfortunately not good enough.
All right. Then he will risk the second attack.
There we go. Oh, yeah, you guys are 3 minutes off from my hero point. That is a hit.
Nice.
And that is enough to take it down. What's it look like as the boar
Yes.
dies?
straight down through the back of the boar into the ground.
Okay. Just going to add the other boar. Because you killed my initiative tracker. All right. Boar is down. You may have some food you can scavenge from that. Bromwell, I believe that's only 2 actions. You still have 1 more.
He will move 1, 2, 3, 4 to this position here.
Okay. Drovinius, what are you doing?
He was thinking about changing up his tactics, but he's going to continue because he saw the electric arcs cantrip that he cast did have some effect. So he's going to cast that again. So it's a DC 17 basic reflex for him.
Okay, yeah, you can choose. There's only 1. All right, so I got to save here. I failed my save, so that's 6 points.
Right. Take 6.
Did I? Hold on. I was going to double check. I actually came very close to the crit failing. Not quite, but very close.
Oh, good. Okay.
So 6 points of damage. So again, you gesture, and electricity plays across this thing's hide. Is someone cooking bacon?
And then seeing what these foul creatures have wrought against my more fortuitous tougher allies, anyway, I'm going to cast a shield spell. Cantrip, in case I need it.
Okay. Oh, that's right, Traga. You would have been right there, right now. Oops. No, you would have been right there. All right. Then, Shara, you're up next. What are you doing?
Shara's going to move.
Yep.
And flank.
Okay.
And then she's going to...
You're standing on Trog?
Can she stand over him?
Yep.
And then she's going to try and intimidate / I don't know. Demoralize the foe?
Sure. Yeah. Try and terrify this thing. Go right ahead.
I know there's a penalty because it's not human, but it's worth a shot.
Oh, hold on. I got to hit reconnect. I just lost everyone's camera.
Yeah, and there is there are some ways to get around that penalty, like with the feet and stuff, to get around that -4. And it makes that demoralize. Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, I got everyone back. All right.
Oh.
Okay. That is actually good enough. So what does it look like as you scream in on this thing?
I think she peels around to stand over top of Trog's body, and then she just gives it this like screaming in its face kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then so now that she's intimidated, she gets her +2 damage with her attack if she hits.
Or she can do a finishing attack, right? Is that the thing that gives you the extra bonus? Or you can get the big bonus of damage?
Yeah, so there's... I guess I have to declare, right? Because finishing it means I lose my panache and I have to start again.
Yeah, that's the downside to it.
It's kind of like turning over our Blackbirds cards or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what? I will do the finisher. I will give the finisher a try.
Okay.
Nice.
Hopefully I hit here.
Let's see. You haven't attacked yet, so it's at number 1. Here we go. Nat 1! Oh. You're going to spend a hero point?
For a hero point.
Everyone gets a hero point, by the way.
Yes.
10 o'clock my time.
Can I hero point that?
Yes, you can. Yeah.
Okay, then I'll try that again. Come on. The character sheet's really slow.
Dave.
Here we go. Come on. Let's see. Swing for the fences.
Roll 20, keeping us in suspense.
I mentioned before my ex-brother-in-law's British. Nice, that's a hit. And without fail, every time we watched a football game and his team was scored on, he would yell, "This is the best time to score on the other team is right after they score on you." I did not see it work ever that way, but
that's hilarious.
But that is a solid hit. So you did score on the other team there, Shara, and this was your finishing move, right?
Yeah, so she gets to use the precise strike 2d6.
Go ahead.
Well,
3.
what's
Okay.
So 5 points of damage.
All right.
Whole pile of ones.
That
Sorry,
is
Trog.
your 3. All right, Trog, are you spending a hero point to stabilize?
Yes, I will.
Okay. And Vass has already, I saw in chat, you already done that. So then it is Boro Clock once again. All right. I am going to make... You have demoralized it, so I'm going to make a will save. It has a massive will bonus, so we'll see whether it sticks around or not. I rolled a 3, though.
Ooh.
So I think this thing is going to turn and bolt.
Oh.
Yeah, you've already
Nice.
demoralized it, so... I didn't even get a... beat your, what do you call it, level 1 DC. So this thing turns and squeals and races off. I will be able to travel 120 feet. Does anyone have anything that reaches 120 feet?
That's pretty far. I don't think 120. Let me double check with my produce flame. Nope.
Nope. Okay, so this thing will...
Got nothing.
I want to know if I can remove the token. Okay, so it goes racing off.
Oh, you know what? I do have a ray of frost. Does go 120 feet.
Okay, if you want to take a parting shot at it, go ahead and give us an attack roll. It's going to have
I will.
cover from
Okay.
this. So, or is it cover or concealment? No, it's concealment. So you have to roll.
So I have to roll a flat check roll.
Yeah, and I think this one's going to be
1d.
heavy concealment. So it'll be like a.
Okay.
Where is it here?
It's 15, or is it 11?
I think
It's 11 when it's
Yeah. So give us a.
heavy. There's a flat check. 16. Okay.
Okay, so you can see it. Let's see
I'll
if you can
try
make
to
it
hit
count.
Here we go. Here it comes.
It's at nat 20.
17.
That's gonna. You can hero point that if you like. That's not quite good enough.
Nah, he just like shoo, a ray of
Yeah.
Frost goes
Tell
off
your
into the
friends!
distance. And, exactly.
All right. So with
Comes back with 2 more boars.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No, I was just kidding.
It's actually going to be like a, what do you call it? Like a transform. It'll be a mega boar, a bunch of boars put together.
Yeah, exactly.
Voltron boar, look out!
Voltron.
The
Yeah.
dire boar mom, these are actually just the babies.
Exactly. It's like a rat
Oh,
game.
no.
It's a bunch of boars
Run
wrapped
away.
together by the tail.
Yeah.
So then, with that, you turn around. Trog and Vaz are looking pretty banged up.
Okay. So now we gotta help these. So, but they're both stabilized, correct?
They are both stable, yeah. So I
Okay.
believe it's, what is it, 10 minutes they wake up?
I think it's up to you technically, whatever you think, however long it takes.
Oh,
for
right.
them to
Yeah,
wake
yeah,
up.
because we did it last time where we were like, all right, so I think what we'll say is we're going to, like we did last time, there's going to be a 2-hour window for them to recover and then get
Okay.
up, which is what we used last time for making a campsite. So
That sounds fair.
you guys have an opportunity to look at one another. Vaz was the one who was taking the lead on trying to find a campsite for you guys right now. You're unsuccessful, so right now you could try and bed down here and make your make the best of what you've got. Why do you have an extra? Oh, you put your hero token in your focus points, I think, Drowinius.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you're right. Hold on. Fix
So
that.
we are back.
There we go.
Actually, we can go back to the. You don't need the battle mat anymore.
I think Druinius, once he knows that they are not, bleeding out and dying, his
Yeah.
companions, and as we're making our plans as to what to do next, I think he says like, we have some sunlight still. I could look for a better camp, as Trog was pointing out. Because I just noticed the moss is on this side of the tree, and from what I've read, that can point to a good place to camp.
That sounds great.
Meanwhile, I rolled like a 1 on all my checks.
Did you roll?
But it'll take 2 hours, basically.
Yeah,
is
so,
the problem. How
what-
much actual light do we really have? That was. I don't know
It's
if that's
you
it.
still have a couple of hours, like notwithstanding the attack by the boar.
I'll tell you my concern, Kevin, is just that the 2 of them are hurt and none of us can do anything. So Druinius is thinking like if he can get them to a sheltered, safer position, that might give them the time to like recover.
Yeah.
Knowing it might be a little while, might be 2 hours anyway.
Yeah. What do the rest of you guys think?
Yeah, it's up to everybody else if they want me to take the time to look for a spot. The conscious
Good with
people.
that. I'm good with that. And then I think we're gonna want to try to camouflage our site pretty well. Spend some time on that. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Okay.
And maybe even cover our tracks as we're looking for. That's
Smart.
Okay.
All right, so here we go. I'm going to make my survival.
So let me bring you over.
I
It's
have
getting
here a
darker.
point two when if it doesn't go well.
Here, I have some more immersion for you. Hold up.
Fantastic.
Because the
Ooh.
sun is getting low.
Yep. Cool. Yeah.
I had near.
It's
I
like
don't
a-
want to brag here, guys. I had near perfect placement of cutting and pasting your tokens. That rarely happens.
Look at that. Yeah.
So,
it's true.
all right. Yeah. So give us a
So there's
survival
a
check.
ticking clock. So for Druinius, there's this ticking clock of the sun going down.
Yeah.
So he's feeling like kind of pressured, and also realizes like, kind of the rest of the party is relying on him to figure this out, and maybe they think he's gonna fail, but in his mind, he's like, I gotta show up for once. So here comes his roll. Roll 20. I'm talking to you.
15 on the
15.
nose. What you
Yes.
needed. So,
God.
you guys have a campsite. So, as you guys are getting this thing set up, this is where Vaz and Trog, you would be waking up in camp as Drowinius, Shara, and Brommel are kind of getting ready to do their own tasks. So let me see here. Is it 1 hit point you get back, or what is it? Here we go.
Yeah, I think you go back to when you wake up from stabilizing. You come back with only 1 hit point. I believe that's correct.
Okay.
And again, this is me just like trying to learn these rules.
Yeah.
Running a game, and I'm trying not to screw all the players.
Yeah, 1 hit point. So Vaz
okay,
and
good.
Frog, you guys are at 1 hit point right now. All right. So then, what? As Vaz and Trog, tell us what's going through your mind as you sort of flutter and wake up in a great deal of pain.
I think I'm considering my career decisions. No, I just feel this is a fated trip.
And
My 5th or 6th experience of being downed, and feeling, oof, this adventuring thing is a toughie.
Yeah, I told you we should have tried to get that cleric to come with us, but you.
Yeah, the 2 people who voted to go get the cleric.
That's so bad. So
know.
bad.
That's why I felt terrible. That's what, like, please let me find a place that I can go up.
I wonder if Brommel, Shara, and Drowinius notice that when they're sitting there, like dragging their poor dead friends or their poor friends' bodies to the campsite. It's like, these are the 2 that were like considering going with that cleric.
Yeah, probably picturing in their own mind, wondering how far along they are on their own trip. How far away are we? Can we catch them?
Yeah, and they're like, we imagine them like hanging around the campfire having s'mores, and like, it's like the best possible situation.
so then, we have our camping tasks.
Yes,
We need to camouflage this campsite, folks.
I agree with that too.
DCs here are going to be 15 for any of your tasks, so I will leave it to you guys to tell us what you are doing for your appointed activities.
I think
I think you're
hiding
down
the site.
to 1 activity each right now because of the extra 2 hours that you spent looking.
Yeah.
You guys will need 10 hours of sleep tonight. Vaz and Trog are pretty banged up.
Okay, so then sheriffs, do we want to try and hide the campsite?
Yeah,
Oh, I just realized with
I think so.
John's character gone, you have no source of healing buffs.
I literally, that's what I'm reading up on. And I'm like, oh no. Yeah.
So,
Ugh. I do think we should organize a watch that can be helpful. Question is, so our companions who have now just sort of come to at 1 hit point, are they able to
oh yeah, they're fully
carry
functional.
activities? Okay.
They're just badly injured right now.
Okay.
So let's leave them in camp to do like simple things like cooking and stuff, or
There's not mechanically. They are Trog and Vaz can completely participate in camp activities, just like everybody else.
okay.
Perfect.
Well, I think
So,
Sheriff's still going to do the hide the campsite because that's a stealth check.
Great. I want to say, was it who organized the watch last time? Was that Trog or was that
Vaz.
That was Vaz.
Vaz. If you wanted to do that again, because as I recall,
guess
that
I'll
worked
do
out
that,
well.
yep.
I can hunt and gather if that's helpful.
Okay.
So I can.
Brommel's done that as well. Brommel, you've got
sorry,
one
you wanna
recipe
do
for
that?
a special meal. Don't you?
Yeah, that's true. He could start cooking. Maybe he's got. I like the idea of the mushroom porridge that he whips up from what he's finding.
Okay. So what is that? Got your recipe book in here, right?
I will say, like, when I first read about like all the, not only the idea of like cooking the special meal, the basic meal, whatever, but then the actual recipes for specific meals, I was like, oh, that's kind of, I don't really care about this. And then I started reading all of them, like, this is really awesome.
There's some
There's a
pretty
lot of
awesome bonuses you can
flavor.
get. Yeah.
It's like, well, it's a good combination of flavor with mechanics built into it.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a cool idea.
All right. So the hearty meal is a DC 14 cooking lore or DC 16 survival. So I guess you can use your all-purpose lore for that.
Okay.
Oh my
Burn
God.
it.
You want to hero point that?
Should definitely eat these mushrooms.
These are fine.
He gives it to people who are like, guys, you've had a tough day. Why don't you try this? You get the first meal. Which
Yeah,
remind me to
probably.
tell you the time I ate spoiled pumpkins without knowing.
Is that? Oh, well,
Pumpkin
I
pie.
didn't see
I had pumpkin pie given to
Really?
me, and then everyone tried it and was like, "Ooh, this has gone off." Kev, don't eat it. And I'm like, "What?" As I'm finishing the last of it.
Oh no!
I didn't get sick from it, but
You didn't?
14.
Wow.
No. I got when I was younger, I got guts of steel. Apparently, or just there's a lot of spices in that pie. That is a success. So you that will, and how many does it make here? Requires 4 basic ingredients to make 1 hearty meal.
Just found 30. Or
Yeah, so you could, let's say you can use up as many of the ingredients. We found 15 last time, but I think you had some left over from before. So that'll be, to feed everyone is 20 basic ingredients. Do you have that?
Yes, we
Okay.
do.
some of the party will
20.
All
Okay.
right, so you guys, everyone gets a +1 status bonus to their next saving throw they attempt in the next 24 hours. Okay? So that's Brommel's done that. What is everyone else? Vaz, do you want to
I'll
organize
do
the
guard
watch?
thing. Yep.
Yeah, so give us a DC 15 perception. All right. Scott or Warhammer figs out and setting up your watch for this. What about Trog, Shara, and Drawwinius? What do you guys want to do with your time?
Shara is going to camouflage the campsite.
Good call. Okay.
I can either help someone or I can tell a campfire story.
Well, I think Trog, I recall that you did tell a campfire story last time, and it went well. And I'm not really great at any of these other things, so I would happy to try to aid you in doing so,
Okay.
if you're willing to let me aid you.
Okay. Whoa.
It's a
That is
requirement.
1. If you're successful in the aiding, that'll make it a crit.
Oh God!
No pressure.
All right, here we go. Oh, I got a +1 from the we just got the +1 from the.
Nope, that's from
that-
that's status
Oh, not
bonus
yet,
for
not yet.
saves.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
That's
saves.
so
I'm still by
close.
1.
You're
I'm
one
not
off.
even gonna try to risk it. Does that cause it to completely fail?
No. That
Okay.
is. Hold on. Where's? Oh, sorry. He didn't roll. That was Cher's roll for stealth.
Oh yeah, I didn't roll.
Oh,
Yeah, he's a roll, yeah.
Okay.
So,
Sorry. I should
Cher,
have. I
that
thought
is
that was...
that's also Cher. That's 1 off from a crit. That's great. So I'm reducing the encounter DC. So my encounter roll for
Yep.
tonight will be 1 less.
nice.
Trog, go ahead and give us a performance check, please.
All right, here we go. He's telling a story about the first time he ate a wild boar.
Okay. Nice.
Oh.
A success. So then it is an extremely amusing story. You guys will be gaining +1 status bonus to attack rolls, saving throws, and skill checks during combat in the campsite.
Awesome.
Nice.
So if you have...
Hopefully, there's not a combat.
No, I mean,
Well,
hopefully
yeah.
we don't need that great bonus, but
It never happens. Should be
All
fine.
right. Now, let's double check. I think that first aid is trained only.
First aid is not
Oh,
trained,
it's
but
treat
all you can
wounds
do
is-
is stabilize. It's treat wound that's trained.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so
All
unfortunately
right,
we can't
so
help
then-
anybody.
With the fires burning, with Trog quite badly banged up, with Vaz quite badly banged up, tell us what the mood around the campfire is tonight. If you're
question.
traveling according to plan, you should be reaching Fort Sorenko tomorrow.
what's the weather like tonight, Kevin?
Tonight it was still clear.
Oh, then I don't know. Even though we've been beat down, Trog's in high spirits, I think.
Okay.
Like I said, he's used to almost dying all the time. That's sort of his whole life. So,
Look at his face, scars all over him.
And,
oh yeah, like this is not
You think
the
I got
first
this from
time he's been
shaving?
down.
Come on.
Yeah.
I think Druinius is, just going over and over and over in his mind their decision, because as we all know, we were divided by 1 vote on whether to try to get that cleric to join us, and that could have been Druinius's vote. So he's going over and over in his mind. The two people got hurt. Maybe it's Druinius's fault, because based on the math, he could have chosen to agree with them. So, which is why he was so determined to try to make sure that he could get them to safety. So I think he's just like sort of just replaying all the events of the day in his mind, or last few days even, and trying to figure out if he would do something differently or not. And I think at the same time he's keeping an eye on both Vaz and his 2 companions who really, almost lost their lives. He's just paying attention to their moods, and is going to react to them depending on how they're feeling,
So-
and like maybe potentially apologize.
Steepled fingers, kind of looking at
Yeah,
everyone.
he's like, yeah, or he's that thing where you're kind of looking off to the upper, right, and like thinking about what should I have done? Maybe I could have done it differently. Mm-hmm. And then glancing
know
to
that
his
feeling well.
companions. I think at this point, at this age, we're
We're all old enough to have.
exactly.
We got a couple of those memories we can draw on.
Wait, when I was 11, if I had no,
What the rest of you guys?
yeah.
I think Shara is. She's actually in pretty good spirits right now. We've bounced back from a bunch of these scraps. We've been knocked down. We've gotten back up, and
You're Chumbawamba.
But we've been able to keep going, and that's growth. That's how you get better at things. And so she's feeling pretty good, even though 2 people are a little wounded. She was wounded not too long ago. It's just we'll get them healed. We'll get them to the fort. We'll be fine.
Yeah, I'd say Brommel is probably sitting back against a tree, thinking about definitely what's going to happen next. I think he would be a little shook by the boars. It's one thing for the bush bogies and wolves and other things to have an impact on the party, but he was surprised at how ferocious the boars were. And I think that's got him thinking, reflecting a little bit like Drawinius about if he made the right prudent decision on his vote. But at the same time, he's not going to show that weakness to anybody at this point.
As a sword, aspiring sword master, he's keeping his defenses up. Baz.
Well, yeah, probably a bit morose at the whole thing. Thinking of the days of being in a mercenary company when in fact seemed better.
Okay.
People knew what they were doing.
Thinking of the wonderful 10 minutes when we had a cleric.
So, you guys, who was the first one to take watch? I should ask before.
I'll take the third watch.
I'll do. So should we?
I think it's like standing SOP is going to be. I'm just going to go left or right with this, but I'm just curious, role playing wise, who's the one to volunteer? But like, you know what, guys, you bed down first. I'll.
Yeah.
Sure.
Good question.
I'd probably do it in the darkest bit of night because I'm the one who can see in the dark.
So, who has first watch?
Shara.
Shara?
Yeah.
All right, so Shara, you insist on going. The night is chilly, but you guys have who's on watch is keeping the fire going, so you are kept warm. And in spite of the smell of that bacon mushroom porridge, the night passes uneventfully. You get an exceptional night's sleep, so each of you will heal 1 hit point. But the sleep is so good, in fact, you will each get an opportunity to retrain if you choose to.
Ooh. Yes, please.
We are all playing Pathfinder 2 for the first time. And, well, that's not true. We're not playing for the first time. We're playing for a long time. This is the first time all of you are together. We're going to give you one opportunity. Rather than having to sacrifice 7 days to get your retraining, you will have this one time to retrain for free.
I will slightly amend this statement for just a couple of us, which is that we have played Pathfinder in the past, but usually they are war stories.
This is true.
So they're not
ongoing
intended to be
campaigns.
like an ongoing campaign.
James is the only one who plays in an ongoing PF2 campaign, and that one is a very different structure for how we play. There's 1 or maybe 2 fights, but they are interspersed by days of rest.
Interesting.
Everyone takes a moment. Before everyone jumps on and takes things, take a moment and talk it over with one another. We're all together in this thing, minus John right now. Talk about who is thinking about doing what, so we don't end up in a similar situation where you've got later on everyone is doing the same thing. So what are you guys thinking?
Agreed.
And this, to be clear, skills can be retrained, feats can be retrained, and you're not limited to 1. You can do as many as you like here.
Right. So obviously, I think we'd all agree we need at least 1 person to be trained in medicine.
Yes, I'm shit at it. I get a -1.
Does anybody want to be the person to be?
Is anyone wise?
Yeah, I am not wise in particular. I am not unwise, but I will take it if no one else wants to do it, just so we have somebody who's trained that can at least try to treat wounds. But if somebody else prefers, that's great.
I'm just trying to remember if I have training in society, and I can't remember if that was a part of my class.
What you started with does not matter.
Okay.
You can change. Like when you're retraining, you can retrain.
Oh, okay. That's helpful. Yeah, George, I'm probably like you. I mean, I'm not the best I won't be the best at medicine if I train in it, but it seems like something we're going to probably need more than one of us to have.
That's true. All right, does anybody want to take training in medicine? And if not, then Jamie and I can both train in medicine, so at least
I will
recover.
get rid of my society training for medicine.
Okay, great. Because you have a good wisdom score, right, Dave?
I have a +1 for my wisdom.
Well, and I've got a 0, and Jamie, you have a 0?
0.
Yeah. So, Jamie, what do you think? Would you like to be the other person who's trained in medicine? Or should you want me to do it?
I'll take it.
Great. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
because I've got some other things I can shift. So, yeah.
Cool. Okay, good. It does seem to be an advantage for us to have multiple people who are trained in survival, considering we're going to constantly be making, it seems so far, making campsites, making sure we don't lose our way, that sort of thing. So we've got Vaz and Druinius at the moment. I'm not particularly great at it.
I'm also trained in survival.
You are too? Okay, great.
Yeah.
So we got 3 people.
I'm just not good at it because I have a -1 to my wisdom.
Oh, gotcha. And okay. So I might be just slightly better. Vaz is the best, it seems like. I'm just basically looking down the skill list to see what we have been having problems with. Stealth-wise, it seems like we kind of have that covered. Does that sound right? Or no?
Okay, so I'm now trained in medicine and not
Okay, great.
society.
Okay.
Not society. Okay, cool. And I am not trained in society, but I have a good bonus in it. But I can become trained in it if we need that to be the case. So the things that haven't come up are things that we don't know if they will or won't going forward. So it's hard to know, like occultism, or crafting or whatever. Survival, medicine, stealth, religion has come up, arcana has come up. I've got arcana covered. How about people with diplomacy/deception?
I've got training in both.
Oh,
I think we're very covered in those. Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
great. Because I'm terrible at those. Okay, great. Okay, cool.
The only
and-
skill I've been using that I don't have is perform.
Oh, wow, you've been rolling that well without being trained in it?
Yeah.
That's impressive. I'm not trained in it either. It's definitely helpful around the campfire.
So I think if I was going to retrain something, performance would make sense. I've also been using it,
Yeah.
and so for
So
me,
maybe
that's
you're
always
getting
like
better.
the way that I like to make these kind of changes.
Yeah.
That's actually interesting because performance otherwise, like unless you're a bard, there's not really a lot of use for it in it. So it's cool that
Yes.
you get that, that constant. You can be the guy who's the chatty guy in campsite.
By the way, there's one thing we need, right? If you need a healing kit if you're going to treat wounds.
I'm
So
assuming you guys will have.
We do.
And also, I was
Yeah.
thinking when we're about to get to the fort, we could pick one up if we needed to get some as well.
It is an
If-
abandoned fort, though, right?
It's an abandoned fort. That's true. Yeah.
Well, there's crack
Let's
open
assume
some barrels.
I think this one I can put my thumb on the scale. If you're retraining
Okay.
to that, I'll assume you guys have
Okay.
a healing kit as well.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Well, and Shara's got money that she didn't spend initially because I didn't see anything that she wanted to buy.
Yep.
So she's got some gold I could use to buy here.
Well, and if we want to even roll back like an hour, we could say that Tristan was like, "Well, at least take this," and he gave us a healing kit too. Like,
Oh, he's not
we're
giving you guys
trained.
shit. Are you kidding
Yeah,
me?
he's giving us a boot in the ass, this guy.
Bunch of
all right, how about
ungrateful
this?
assholes that come and heal you.
Exactly.
Well, buddy, you want to come with us? We'll pay you.
He's not wrong. So
Good judge of character.
Yeah, exactly. So because Dave, because Shara gave up society, maybe I'm not trained in society, but I have a good modifier. I could become trained in that instead of something else, and therefore become pretty great in society. Because we are going to be dealing with societies to cover that area, unless somebody else is already really, really well trained in that. Anybody?
You got the thumbs up from Dave.
Great. Okay, fantastic. So I'm going to I have crafting, which I'm going to retrain to be society.
Okay.
How do you edit the sheet?
You click that.
Do you have to click
That
something
little-
to put it
Yeah,
in?
well, you
edit
have to
mode?
click on it overall, but if you go onto your skill all the way on the left, there's that little icon in the circle that looks like a gear. You click that, it'll make a drop down box, and you can train your.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah.
And then is anyone doing any other kind of retraining? Any class feat? I don't know how. If some of you guys don't have class feats yet, or other feats,
Yeah,
but
I
some of
don't
you guys
have
might
much.
do. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm very limited in that capacity at the moment.
Okay.
Okay, then I'll retrain deception to medicine as well.
Okay.
She's
Great.
not really very much of a lying type, so
Okay.
she's more straightforward.
And that kind of makes sense, just narratively, that you're like, okay, guys didn't let us get a healer on board. I'm gonna learn how to take care of everybody because we're in serious trouble.
Well, that battle medicine feat that you guys will be eligible for next level is a pretty sweet one too.
I would double check the level on that because that can make a big difference.
All right. So then, is anything else? Absolutely. Yeah. Like learning how to bandage, slap together your wounds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Everyone gets a hero point right in our last half hour.
Yes. Well, and this
Anything
is-
else that anyone needs to retrain or talk over about retraining?
I don't think so, but I want to just thank you for letting us do this.
Well, I think it takes too long to retrain the spells. I know.
For spells, I don't even know if you. I think for you might be able to do that because you're a sorcerer, but I don't think wizards can unless they've got their,
Yeah, it's a downtime activity, basically.
Because
you-
there is, I do have access to the heal spell.
Oh, I see
just
what you're
never
trying to do.
took it. Like I just never took it.
Oh, do you wish to? It would
I
be
mean,
a
I could. I'm
a first
happy
level-
to. I just
First level
Yeah.
spell, you'd have to swap out then.
right. Like that's what I'm saying. Like if you would allow it,
Yeah.
I mean, in fact, I have 2 first level spells I've never cast. So
Yeah.
it's
Which
not like we've seen them in action or anything.
which ones are you thinking? So it's moving this down here. Here we go. All right.
Healers
Well, I'm gonna
tools are
get rid of
5
create water. I took create water, but like he's such a fire guy. Maybe he's never would create water. That's kind of really anti the character,
Okay.
you know?
So if you want, do you want me to do that for you, Jeff? Just to get.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
'cause
So
you
I'll
would
get rid of
probably
this
want to
here.
make
That's
that-
great, Jeff. That'll make a big difference.
I mean, maybe
Something can
this
happen
is
in battle.
yeah. Well, and I mean, if we're going with sort of the narrative here, like this is, maybe he watched Tristan do it and he's like, learned something from witnessing it firsthand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like how to actually, use magic to heal.
Wait, this thing heals? Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Maybe I can do that.
That's great. Well, I think that this retraining session has helped benefit the party as a whole.
So I can stop making a paladin and hero that?
Well, no, I wouldn't say that.
Continue what you're doing.
Okay, hold on. Let me make sure.
Carry on.
I'm making
Having a backup's never a bad idea.
champions.
Those crits in this are
Yeah,
can
that's
be
serious.
punishing.
I'm at the lady's house and her Wi-Fi is definitely not as strong as mine. And so it's like I click on something and I
interesting.
literally wait for like 60 seconds for the page to load.
That might just be Firefox because I'm getting the exact same thing and I'm plugged right into my modem.
No.
I have some. Yeah, it's a little bit.
It's a little
slow
chuggy.
on my side.
It's also
too.
been open for a little while too, so
Yeah.
Just to be clear,
Yeah.
so for something like the heal spell,
Yep.
the little arrows are how many actions you use to do it?
Heal is a versatile one.
Yes.
You can use 1, 2, or 3. At your level, if you're using it for one action, then you're only able to heal 1d8, and you need to touch someone. For 2 actions, you can heal 2d8, and it's at a range of 30, I believe. And
Yeah,
for
30
3,
feet.
you burst it out, and everyone
That's what
within
he
30.
was doing.
That's what he was doing. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Oh, cool.
Yeah,
That's
so
a really awesome spell. I mean,
Well, it's even a little bit better because when you do the 2 action version, it's not even just 2d8; it's a d8 plus 8.
Oh, D8 plus 8. That's what I was saying. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
so
thinking
it's
of-
like even so you're at least doing 9 minimum. So it's
Yeah.
actually
Right.
pretty awesome.
And when you scale
love
that
it.
up, it's pretty. And it also damages undead. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, it's still a damage spell technically if I need it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fantastic thing. So, with everyone waking up in the morning, everyone's had an opportunity to reconsider things, to shift some priorities around. Tell us what the mood is like in camp.
Feeling refreshed.
Excited. I think that Trog is actually excited to show everyone what he has learned. I think because I get my spells back, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I would do the burst healing spell that Tristan used in combat.
Okay. So go ahead and give us a 1d8 roll, and that's what everyone who is injured regains.
Here we go. 1d8. Yes.
Nice,
So Vaz, Trog, and Shara, you heal 6.
sweet.
What? How did you do that?
I saw Tristan do it several times, or a couple times yesterday, and I don't know. I focused on it. I dreamt about it. I practiced a little on watch last night, and it works.
That's great.
All right. Now, that is one of Trog's, I think, 3 spells per day?
Yeah, that's
3?
right.
Okay. Do you wish to try and heal more for yourself and Vaz, or do you guys want to start practicing some medicine? I mean, we'll see how well Vaz appreciates one of you guys walking up and asking to play doctor with her this early in the morning.
And by the way, just to point out, here's the thing: the cool thing about treat wounds is you can do the 10-minute version, but if you're successful, you can extend it to an hour and do additional healing automatically.
You can do...
Oh,
Yeah.
Let's see.
like if you take a whole hour.
Does it
Well, it's
require
like
healing?
if you do 10, if you in the first 10 minutes you make a good check and you're successful, you can choose to spend an entire hour and double the hit points that they get back.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's a great. It's just this. I just keep coming across all these. I'll paste in these really cool little elements of the game that make me go like, oh, that's super smart. Like,
Yeah.
who came up with that idea? Like, this is fun. This makes it fun, and also it makes sense.
So, what are you guys choosing to do?
Yeah, does someone want to practice their
So that we don't have healing tools. Healer's tools.
Again,
Well,
Dave,
we're saying we do.
we just said that you did. We're assuming you do.
Okay.
So the only negative of making the check is that you could also injure them further. So that's the one negative.
Yeah.
So,
well, who's feeling blessed?
Can you do it? You can do it on yourself, can't you, as well?
I believe so.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You can treat yourself.
Yep. So I guess I'll give it a try on myself then.
Okay.
Yeah, nice.
Let's see.
Ah,
Oh, 1 up, but you got to
Oh,
hero
you
points.
missed by 1.
oh, yeah.
Oh, it's
I guess
15
I'll-
you need? Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
15.
15 is the number, yeah. You can take a feat. There you go.
yes!
There we go. And then I will take an hour over it. Hey, we're
Okay.
not moving, boys.
So that is
Nice. So it's
4d8 you'll recover then.
Or 48. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes. See, this is that's what I'm saying. Like, they really spent a lot of effort on making sure the skills were meaningful to the game.
Look at that.
You
You
would
know,
realize, yeah.
Trog, I think
God.
I was paying attention to what Tristan was doing as well. I might even be able to do that. Let me try those tools. All right, let's give Trog a little.
You can try it on me. My skin is thick.
Extremely charged.
But you're soft on the inside.
Oh, you want a hero point that?
Ugh,
Yeah, I'll try hero pointing.
but my innards are soft.
You're soft. You're soft on the inside, my friend.
Dave, you can do it.
Come on, Shara. Here we go.
Yes!
There you go.
Nice.
Okay, so that, and if you're extending it for the full hour, 4d8.
Well, I'll be like mega healed.
There you go. Wow, big. All right. So there's leftover bacon, and take, I guess, what is it, 1 meal off for everybody from the. So 5 meals are gone from your thing, because you also consume the meals in addition to the ingredients, right?
Oh yeah. So inventory.
Then, what is a plan? Oh, let's check the weather for today. Weatherman,
Nothing's gonna bring me down today, even rain.
would you
nothing
kindly
does
give us? I
bring me-
think it's 3d20, please. Okay, so an 8. All right. Oh boy. All right. So let's see here. First off, it is not raining today. Secondly, the weather, it's still an average spring day. And finally, let's see here. What's that DC on that inclement weather? Oh, it's a DC 17. So, Dave, would you give us one more D20, please?
Yeah,
Low.
sure,
You
why
want to
not?
roll low today. It is a cold snap. So, what that means is, so I misspoke. You're waking up to a nasty one. You can give us. Let's see here, Dave. Since you're the one making the roll. Oh, but you're not trained in survival. Who would like to give us a trained survival or a trained nature check? The survival one is an easier DC.
I just give these survival folks something to do. That's all.
Why don't we do this? One person will take the lead, and the other 2 who are trained. There's 3 of you trained in survival right now, right?
Yeah.
One person
Yeah,
take the lead.
that's right.
2 others will roll to aid.
Okay, who's gonna take the lead?
I will aid.
Yeah, who's best? Just so that we know going forward.
Oh,
I'm a
I have
4.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You lead. I'll just.
Okay.
My total's a 2.
So Vaz, go ahead and give us a check here.
Oh.
You want to hero point that? Oh, yeah,
If
no,
I had a
no.
hero point, I would.
Okay, so Trog and Drawinius, why don't you give us your
We
assistance?
need some. We need some
Okay,
20s
rolls.
here. Roll 20.
There you go.
Yes.
Well, actually, that's just a success. That's +1.
Yeah.
Come on.
I will use one of my hero points. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, what are you doing with them? 15 minutes left. Drawinius, you want a hero point yours?
That's right.
Fish
Oh,
for...
come on.
It can always.
20.
It can always get worse. I forgot about that. All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what that means
We're not looking good.
is the temperature drops down to a I think you guys were probably spending your focus was on kind of keep the fire going and getting yourselves all bundled up and healed up. The weather turns pretty bad. Let's see here. And unfortunately, you are not going to be able to. It kind of comes in before you realize it. There's hoarfrost on everything around you. What your roll was for was to try and realize that this was oncoming, Vaz, and unfortunately, you did not. So the shift in temperature goes down to mild cold, which I don't think, as long as you are dressed for it, it probably isn't that bad. They do have rules for inclement weather in the core rulebook. Let's see here. There's Vorpal cold. I love it. No. So this is mild cold. It's going to be about... Fortunately, because it's springtime, this actually isn't all that bad. It's 13 degrees Fahrenheit, which I think is below 0 Celsius. And...
It's below freezing.
Yeah.
yeah, it's below freezing. I don't know what Fahrenheit temperature is.
Let's see.
So you're not going to
I
have...
will check it.
Ooh.
That is. Wait, what temperature Celsius?
13. 13 Fahrenheit.
13. Oh, 13 Fahrenheit. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That's. You guys, yeah. That's cold then for you guys. That
What
would
is that in
be
Celsius?
Negative 10.
Minus 10 is
Negative 10 for
you're
you
not going
guys.
to want to be out. Yeah.
Yeah, -10 would be brutal.
Yeah, that's horrible.
That's yeah. This week we've had minus 20, so it's
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's funny. Anna, when she comes in, like she shot out of a cannon, but she often will be outside playing too long, so her little paws get cold. So she comes in, lets me warm her paws up, and then she'll race out, grab her ball, and race back in. Because we got to prioritize stuff. So basically, what this means, guys, is that you become fatigued after 4 hours of not keeping warm. I'm assuming. Did anyone think to buy cold weather clothing?
Hasn't Trog got it? Someone's got it, not me.
Yeah, I think someone did.
I think it's John.
Oh, maybe it was John.
That
Yeah,
wouldn't
yeah.
surprise me.
Well,
He is smart like that.
Yeah.
Not
What a
me,
surprise
though.
is his character's going to have when he wakes up, and then you're able to start casting spells and treating with medicine and stuff. He's going to think he died, and what
He's
happened?
like, what happened?
I opted for fine clothing.
Ooh, so it's real nice, but man, is it cold. You're basically at like a 20-something going to the bar in Winnipeg in the
Yeah.
in the wintertime. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm always using those topical references on the channel, I tell you. What's that
I
really?
was going to say,
What the fuck are you
now I
talking
want to
about,
go just to
Madison?
have the experience. No, now everybody's just going to want to show up and like feel what that is, so they can. Next time the reference comes up, they know what you're talking about.
All right, so then, guys, if your map is right, you should only be 4 hours off from Fort Sorenko. So do you want to try and make your way there and then build a fire and try and stay warm? Running the risk that something might be going on at Fort Sorenko, or you because after the 4 hours, that's when you're going to become fatigued. But you're only fatigued, though. So remember, it's -1 to all your actions.
And we think we're only 4 hours away.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if
Even
we're
if the fort is unoccupied, it'll have walls, and it'll be way easier to like stay warm.
yeah, it'll have a fireplace.
Yeah, we can sit in the barracks, build a fire, whatever.
Yeah.
Ideally, yeah.
Let's
hope.
push on. I don't want to be out here in this crap.
I agree with that sentiment
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay. Then, Vaz, what is your bonus to survival?
Survival is 4.
It's 4. All right. Then, with all your supplies, bundling up as best you can against the cold, Shara, realizing that you may have misjudged with your fancy clothes for today, you guys head out. Your breath is going to be forming all day through this. A little last bit of reminder what winter will be like, and if you're choosing to build a kingdom out in this wilderness, a little reminder of what you're going to need to prepare for as well. Does anyone have any spells or anything that will assist with managing this inclement weather? Nada?
I do not, however, SOP for me just going forward is to cast Mage Armor when I make my daily preparations.
Got it. Okay.
I mean, technically, I can produce flame as a cantrip, so.
You can, if you do it more than 10 minutes at a time, you get fatigued.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's just again, it's not to beat a dead horse here with too much praise, but that is really one of the things I'd like to just to get around in PF1 of like, no, there's not technically a rule that tells you can't keep casting this over and over and over.
Yep.
So one of these seem to be.
Oh, but I can. You're saying I can cast it for 10 minutes?
Yeah, you could do like there's 10 minutes. I think it's after 10 minutes of casting it during exploration mode. That's when you get exhausted.
Oh, okay. So we could stop for 5 minutes and I could warm us up.
Oh yeah. Like narratively speaking, like if when you guys have your break for your like morning lunch or morning break or something like that, you could create a little fire for everybody.
Right. Like that's what I mean. So we
Yeah.
can still warm up. I mean,
Yep.
it still matters to stay warm and never sort of let the frost sink in. So.
Exactly. Yeah, because when you slow down with the sweating of moving through here too, and those of you wearing light clothing, this is just going to cut right through you. That's not even the wind, just the chill of this. Okay, got it. Got it. Just double checking something. So then, guys, I have good news for you. I've made use.
I wonder if I could...
Oh, what's that, Dave?
No, nothing. I'm good.
No, did you want to do something or say something?
I was just going to check to see if I'd bought even an extra blanket, but like wrap my bedroll around myself to try and stay warm. But...
Yep. Yep. I've had to walk home before when I lived closer to downtown one night during a cold snap. I forgot my toque, so I came home like a mummy with a big wool scarf wrapped around my head. But guys, come on, old 20 is chugging right now. I'm asking a lot of you, you little horse.
Yeah, well, there was. Yeah, I was noticing some laggage happening.
Here,
stuff's happening. Stuff's happening.
This is where we are. Through the hills and forest, you guys can spy the walls of Fort Serenco. I rolled your lost check, Faz. Your navigation skills were keen as always. You brought yourself to the fort, but what's that?
Awesome.
A tendril of smoke coming up from within the fort?
And us fatigued too.
No, not yet. Only if you push.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. If you push on or do anything further, you're going to maybe be fatigued. But you guys at the edge of the... I think you can picture Vaz goes through and sees it, and immediately, given her tactical thinking, sees that tendril of smoke and immediately, wait. And we'll see what she suggests to do next in 2 weeks' time. So, for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for part 4 of our Into the Stolen Lands arc of our Kingmaker campaign. As is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the campaign, or the game we're playing, please, oh my gosh, this is just blinking so much right now. Do not hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section down below, or and I will endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. There's also a link down below to the Dungeon Musings Discord server where all of us are active, and we have channels there dedicated to this game, this campaign, and every other game we run on the channel. Wait, do we have a Kingmaker one? I don't know if we do have a channel for this particular campaign. We do have a PF2 channel.
No, we don't. I don't.
No, so I
don't think we do.
Let's go on my to-do list. Hold on, where's my whiteboard? My non-existent whiteboard.
Uh-huh.
There we go. Before I launch into the rest of the outro, though, let me just quickly throw over to George with an important message for this month.
Yeah, so quick PSA, make this as fun as possible.
That's what she said.
Everybody gets to a certain... Yeah, exactly. We all get to a certain age where there's certain things we probably should all be doing, but we kind of put it off. And one of those things is colonoscopies. And I'll be totally honest, I was scared to death of getting one because I thought it was going to be awful. And but if you do get one, and here in the States at the time of recording anyway, and I don't know where everybody else is, it's recommended for people ages, everybody, men, women, whatever, everybody, 45 and older. You get it done. Takes like 12 hours from start to finish. It's no big deal. I've had it twice. And it can save you or your loved ones from lots of unfortunate situations you might have to deal with if you wait too long. So if you haven't done one, don't worry, it's fine. In fact, I enjoyed it. So that's just my quick little thing I wanted to say because I've had a family member dealing with this situation, and I know what it can be, and I just want to make sure everybody else who's out there who happened to tune in tonight heard this and maybe changes their perspective on what they might be up for if they decide they need to get this done. Really, it's no big deal whatsoever, and talk to a person who is afraid of needles.
And it's the downside. I don't think any role player needs to be, to be educated on the chance of adverse effects happening. Any one of us who has had that nat 20 or nat 1 come up at a time we did not expect. Preventative stuff. It's something that I speak for myself here, but it's one of those things that I keep fucking putting off. It is something that early detection for that kind of cancer is something that is extremely treatable. It's extremely common, unfortunately. So it is something you can do not only for yourself, but also for anyone who cares about you. And if no one else is that, we care about you, and we want to see you sticking around. We got a lot of things to do in this campaign and everything else we run on the channel, so we want you to stick around.
Well, we need all your moral support, as you can see.
Absolutely. So get your butt checked.
That's right.
In addition, there's also links down below to our friends at Noble Knight Games. I'm sure they're going to love that transition. Noble Knight Games is the preeminent unionized retailer of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs in North America, and not only do they have an amazing selection of new RPGs, new board games, and new card games, they also have an unmatched selection of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs. If you are looking for something they do not have in stock and they still have it listed, you can also put it on a want list, and they will send you an email for when it comes in. And often it will be priced either according to the demand or at a very reasonable rate. I mentioned I have been waiting for a while for a copy of my Mongoose Publishing Pocket Edition of the Conan RPG, and mine came in and I got it for less than cover price, and it's in perfect condition. I also had another product that for Ars Magica 5th Edition. I've been waiting for it for a while. They had it at a higher price before. I didn't want to pick it up for that amount, and I was able to pick it up for less than cover price. So they change prices over time based on demand. So great stuff. And if you make a purchase through their website, be sure to enter the code THEMUSE at checkout, and you will save yourself 10% on the purchase. Or if you're listening to this at a different time other than the time of recording, we may have changed the discount code, so just check a more recent video, enter that, and save yourself 10% on your purchase. In addition, there's also a link down below to something called Heroes Save Villages. That is the charity fundraising campaign that we run on the channel. It benefits the SOS Children's Villages International Charity, a really amazing organization active in over 130 countries. To date, we've raised like somewhere in the neighborhood of about $10,000 for them, thanks to the generosity of the donors. And this year, we're off to a really good start. We're close to 20% of our goal for the year of fundraising. All donations that go through that link go directly to SOS Children's Villages International. None of it goes to the channel or any other middleman, just goes to help out kids who benefit from their services. You can learn all about them and see pictures of the villages, see pictures of the kids who benefit, hear testimonials for the kids who have gone through their services, who've grown up with the supportive environment that they offer, so you can learn all about them. We have two small ways of saying thank you to you for the donors who go through. One of them is if you donate $10 or more since January 1st, head on over to the Dungeon Musing Discord server's Charity Initiatives channel and be sure to cast your vote for our next charity session. We're currently in the second round of voting for the charity session, and we are each of the charity sessions for this year, all 6 of them will be linked in one long story, but we're having the donors shape what time we're going to be playing in, what game we're playing, what kind of heroes we're playing. So it's being, for myself personally, really interesting, and I'm hoping it's going to be really enjoyable for the folks who are playing and the folks who are watching at home. So, if you've donated since January 1st, Jeff, then be sure to head on over to the Dungeon Musings Discord server's Charity Initiatives channel and cast your vote. This will be going on. If you donated since January 1st, you're going to be able to continue voting in all the aspects of our charity games up until the June of 2023, end of June. That's 3 sessions you'll be voting on, and each of them has at least 4 different things you're voting on, so lots of ways to help shape what's happening in this year-long campaign. And if you donate $25 or more, every $25 that you donate gives you one chance to win the grand prize or one of the other great prizes in the next charity raffle. Those include an opportunity to play with us. Well, there's some players who have volunteered to play in a session. I'll write something. I'll give you some options for what you might want to play, and then we're going to record the session offline, and you will have that to keep. There's also Dave, our resident armorsmith, has very generously donated another of his amazing chainmail dice bags. He doesn't have any, but fortunately, most of the players have one. There's also, I picked up 2 copies of the, I picked up some copies of the Genesis Rebirth Edition RPG. It's an amazing post-apocalyptic RPG published by Six More Vodka, which is now out of print, but I've got 2 copies that I'm kicking in. Brand new copies, still in wrapping, fresh from there. yeah, it's an amazing game. And we'll also have some more prizes to announce afterwards. Every $25 that you donate gives you one chance to win the grand prize or one of those other great prizes. And there is, or a chance to play with us. $25 or more also is $10 or more. You'll also be voting on the first half year of charity sessions. And most importantly, every donation that you give goes directly to help out the kids who benefit from their services. So not only do you get a chance to win some cool gaming stuff, help shape what's on the channel, potentially play with us, you also get a chance to help out some kids who could really use some help. The last thing I will say is an enormous thank you to our stalwart Kingmakers for today. So, George, James, Jeffrey, Dave, and Jamie, thank you so much for playing today, guys. I think you guys did a terrific job of role-playing out that encounter, making the decision, both what's true for the character, but also sort of what would make sense for the wider campaign. And what a great opportunity to point out how useful the retraining skills can be, especially when you're first getting the group together. So thank you so much for a great session, guys. I look forward to trying killing you with whatever's got that fire in Fort Serenco. So, for those listening at home, we'll be back in the Stolen Lands in 2 weeks' time. And until then, we hope that we gave you a couple of hours, or few hours, to take your mind off of the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that our heroes are encountering as they make their way across the wide and wild landscapes in search of that hollow tree and message. I guess you guys don't need to necessarily go inside the fort, hey? It is pretty cold outside, though. So, until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.